Welcome to episode 5 of the Current Backloggers. I'm your host, KCP, along with my good friend and co-host, Cody G. Cody, how are you?
I wonder what your neighbors are thinking. Is the circus going on over there?
I thought I'd do it over the top intro. It's episode 5. It's a big deal, you know?
Yes,
Made it this far.
I have notes on this. This podcast is officially longer than our last podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Didn't we do that at episode 3? How many episodes did we do the last one?
4?
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So number 5.
We made it as long as we actually finished the one and upload it.
Yeah, if coronavirus leaks into this room and kills us.
So what have you been up to, buddy? I know we just finished our weekly Lost episode, so we both got done doing that. I don't think we talked about it on here. But every Thursday we're watching 2 episodes of Lost and try and watch the whole series because you and a lot of our friends haven't seen it. So that's what we do every time before we record this podcast. But what have you been up to besides that?
Just unpacking and getting more boxes for my mom. I think officially everything I own is now in my house. It's not spread out anymore.
Yeah.
Tomorrow will be official. Tomorrow we get a cat.
Oh, God.
Good old cat.
Why?
I love cats.
I thought you were getting a dog.
We both. We're getting a
dog. Oh, my God. And you're getting a German Shepherd?
Yeah.
That cat's going to be dead so fast.
Dude, did I tell you about we went to the animal shelter? They had a German Shepherd there.
No.
That one looks great. I like it. It's perfect. Let's go check them out. And they have an area for for the shy animals, for the shy dogs.
Uh-huh.
And you, on the outside environment, or you go through these hallways, just endless barking. You're walking past it. And then you get to the... Hang on, here's some interference.
I hear it too.
Where's that?
It's a virus.
It's the corona leaking in. It was right there. I just found the corona. I just cured it. You're welcome. So we're walking through there. Dogs are going nuts. And then we get to the area where he's held, which is the shy dog area.
Mm-hmm.
The rule, if you get this, they're like, this area, if you choose a dog here, you can't have any other dogs until this one dies. Then you can get other dogs. So we go meet him, and he's like wagging his tail, and he looks cute. But he looks like a wolf, an actual wolf. He's solid black German Shepherd. So he's a real scary looking dog. But he's like, oh, hi. So excited. And then so we're like, hey, we like this one. Can we meet this one? And he's like, that one? Yeah. Let me get the vet. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. So she goes and this vet comes out and she's like, well, do you have any other animals in the house? We'll have a cat soon. I don't think he's going to do so well with the cat. Oh, okay. He's also got hip dysplasia, and he takes pain pills every day. Okay, so great. I have this. So I'm like, okay, let's still meet him. So she brings him in, and it sounds like, you ever watch Cops with the canine unit? I hear him coming. I'm like, oh, God, that's probably him, isn't it? She opens his door and she like drags him in away from the other dogs. He's screaming, and she's like, here you go. And then I grab the leash, and she immediately leaves the room. I'm holding this dog, and he's shaking the leash. But I'm like, this dog turns on me, I'm dead. There's no surviving this. But he loves humans. He's like, oh, hi. He's hopping up on...
He said that?
Yeah.
Wow, he should have gotten this dog right away.
So he's really excited. But then he'll turn and realize there's dogs outside that door. And he's big, all these big teeth, and he's trying to kill him, and I'm holding on to this thing, and this is not going to work. We got to put this dog back.
Oh, I think I said put him down.
We got to shoot him right now. So we come back. And of course, the lady's kind of like, you don't want him. You don't want him. No, like this. Do you not see this? Not only is this dog addicted to pain pills that I have to give him every day, he's trying to murder other dogs outside in the hallway. No, I don't want this dog.
She's like, okay, you don't have to take him, but here's this gun, and if you don't take him, it's going to happen to him. But it's your choice.
So, yeah, we've realized German Shepherds you kind of have to get them as puppies and raise them with whatever animals you want them to be comfortable with. Because if not, they get some weird.
Mm-hmm.
They get weird. I know you have, firsthand experience with your brother's dog. Did he do anything crazy like that? Was he addicted to pain pills and tried to kill everything that was living?
I told you I mostly amplify it. I don't like them, but also they give me extreme allergies, so I hate them for that reason. So I don't know if I'll be able to be at your house. I literally they close my throat up. I can't even breathe.
Dude, I forgot all about the cat's long hair too.
Oh, nice.
Real long hair.
But the dog was actually obsessed with me for some reason, even though I didn't like it. It loved me for some reason. But yeah, one of my older sisters, he actually bit her back really bad and took out a good chunk. And she was really nice to him too, and she came in there and gave him a treat and was seeing him. And then she turned around, shut the door, and jumped at her back and took a good chunk out of her back.
Man. But wasn't that like exciting, living in a house with that thing?
No.
You just didn't know?
No.
That's how I felt. She just handed me this leash, and this dog was like just yanking my arm, and he wanted to kill whatever's outside of that in the hallway. But it felt right. I was like, this is the dog I want.
Felt wrong.
So yeah. So besides dog shopping, and it's hard to rescue a dog. They want so many applications. I feel like I'm applying for jobs. They want to know. I swear some of these applications are like, how many windows do you have in your home? I'm like going around the house like 1, 2, 3. They want a fenced in yard. We want to know they want to come to your house. They want to visit your house. Okay, that's fine. It's understandable. We found a puppy that we liked, but then like you have to live within 30 miles of Cleveland. Okay, well I'm definitely not doing that. So
you're gonna get this German Shepherd from Cleveland, the double dog
pound.
Wow, that's terrible. We're gonna name him Mayfield or some dumb shit.
Even better, buddy. It already has a name, and it's Kiki, as in from the Drake song.
Wow, it's fucking terrible.
That's a good combo for you.
Nope.
Your favorite things.
Nope.
I did find out though. I forgot what I was even gonna say. Just had a stroke just now.
You Joe Biden on us? What'd you find out, Joe?
Listen here, fat. Do you want to do running competition right now? Could you imagine? What did South Park call the presidential options?
I always talk about that. Giant douche or turd sandwich. So accurate. That's our choices right now.
I can't wait for the new season when they start making fun of Biden. Because it's coming.
Oh, yeah. The debates between those two, that'll be right when they're going.
Mm-hmm. What did he say? He said, like, bring it here or something like that for talking about debates with Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Can't wait. It's going to be exciting. We're still recording, so that's good. What have you been up to?
Working, per usual. I realized one of the first episodes I said I was working a lot, but besides when they offer overtime, which is always optional, I literally work the same amount of hours every week, so it's never a lot. It's just normal working.
Yeah.
But that's 40 hours consistently, so it takes up a good chunk of time. But besides that, I went to, when you were still allowed to do these things, I went to the Ohio State Big Ten hockey game, the Big Ten tournament hockey game. And it was against Wisconsin, and they won 2-1 in overtime. It was a fucking great game. And we were in the Wisconsin section, which I didn't know. But this guy behind us was the most fucking annoying fucking person I've ever been around.
Put the puck in there, bud.
He didn't have the accent, but he was such a douche. And he was like, yeah, well, because they lost the first game, they got fucking destroyed. I think it was 9-1.
Mm-hmm.
And if they lost this one, they were out of the tournament, which is non-existent now. But
rip.
Yep. But so if they lost this one, they'd be out. And this guy, after losing 9-1, came in there, and the kid was with him. He is a dad, a mom, and a kid. He's like, so are we coming to the next game, Dad? I don't see why not. It's not going to be too hard to get tickets in here. I mean, nobody's here. And it wasn't a huge crowd, but there was probably 7,000 for a game that wasn't planned until that, like, 3 days before. And, yes, I mean, I'm sure I'll be back here tomorrow because I don't see this going so well for them. And then after losing 9-1, and then he was over the top obnoxious, not just excited. He was so fucking annoying when they scored their one goal. He lost his damn mind. And not just excited, just real over the top douchey. And he was also teaching his kid just the best habits. He's like, oh, yep, that wasn't a penalty, just every 2 seconds, and every time they got a call their way, yep, about time. And then the kid was doing the identical things. This is, wow, what a great way to teach him. And they weren't like there were some good calls they should call them both ways, but he was calling stuff that was so not in their favor at all and just being so over the top. And then the kid just followed suit and going to grow up the same way. So
why do you always run into these people?
That's why I said no matter where I fucking sit, even if it's my own team's fans, there's always around the worst people. And then they won 2-1. They went to overtime. They scored in the first 10 seconds. So he shut up real fast, and it was great because I would have felt extra dumb being in a section of Wisconsin fans in our own arena and losing. It would have sucked balls.
Yeah.
But, yeah, besides that, working, playing some games, doing Lost. That's about it for me.
Also, 7,000 people. That's pretty good for college hockey.
Oh, yeah.
Why you play
especially
college hockey?
For the girls, why else? But especially those kind of tournaments, the regular games do better because they have those schedules set like a year ahead of time so people can plan them out. So when you have something that comes up a week ahead of time, that's not much notice for people. So even though it's a bigger game, there's usually worse crowds. And, yeah, that was a very decent crowd for that.
Why is it so last minute?
Because the tournament's they can't schedule it till, so there's literally just no way to do it till they get the seeding and everything. You don't know who's going to be there and what city it'll be in and everything.
It's all canceled now.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Should we get into that?
Sure.
The coronavirus?
Yeah, thanks, China. How many times can you come up in this podcast?
I know we talked about it last week. So do you want to share your reviews first, and has anything changed for you?
No, it's still pretty much on par. And I thought last week you were a little crazy when you were like, not that sounded really ridiculous.
No,
I thought it was like, no, Arnold's not going to be like, they're going to bring it back. But then Arnold hasn't said yet. Because I guess it's like a traditional thing where you're like, I'll be back.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it this year.
Uh-huh.
And I saw the interview with him. He looked pissed.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. A little upset that I voted for him because if they cancel that and they never come back, I'm going to be really, really pissed.
So, yeah, I still feel the same way as I did last week as far as that. And I was upset about that, and I was never gone to that. I was going to go this year, actually. But,
really?
Yeah, because they were doing the indoor soccer team I wanted to see. They were going to play in the old Chill Stadium that I was telling you about, or arena.
Mm-hmm.
But that got canceled, of course, so I didn't get to go to that. But it wasn't even just the event, and it wasn't even just that they wouldn't come back, which I don't think they will. I talked to a lot of people after the podcast, and I told you that, but I don't feel like I really said it on the podcast. It was more the point of where does it fucking stop that we're going to stop canceling stuff, and now it's happened. So it seems like I'm just saying it since it's happened, but that's one of the things I was thinking, just didn't know how to say it last week. And I feel like we have the joking fake outrage segment. I feel like the outrage culture and everything that's happened with that is leading into how people are acting towards this. And like when terrible events like shootings and those kind of things happen, which obviously it's not you can argue about gun rights and all that kind of stuff, but what happened is obviously terrible. I don't think anybody would argue that when those kind of things happen. But I feel like it bleeds into that as well, where people are so scared to do anything. They're, oh, you shouldn't go to concerts anymore. You shouldn't go to sporting events. You shouldn't do this. That now people are just training themselves it's okay to not do everything. And I feel like it's bled into this as well. Because, yeah, of course you should cancel sporting events. You don't need those. But like I said, where does it end? And now it's to the point where there's not athletics. There's not entertainment. There's not education.
For sure.
Well, I'm not going to be able to go grocery soon. I don't know where it fucking ends.
Yeah, that's, I know in China, they had a quarantine where the government had to bring them food to their doors.
Uh-huh.
It's not going so, I mean, you can probably guess it's probably not going so well for them. So it'd probably something along those lines. It's just insane, man. I got a couple concerts coming up that I'm like, just waiting. When are they going to cancel those? One's in Cleveland, well, outside of Cleveland. That comes up in April. And then June or July at the Hyo Palace. Kraftwerk.
Yeah.
And they never go on tour. They never leave. You ever heard of them? They're like a 80s or 60s
I've heard
band.
the name.
Yeah, they're like kind of like a big inspiration behind Daft Punk.
Oh, okay.
They like come out in the 60s.
Probably
So
I've heard of it.
I was like, man, they never go on tour, so I was really excited. We kind of splurged on the tickets. They weren't cheap. Now I'm just waiting for them to get an email like, say this is canceled, or and they're old as hell.
Yeah.
This is probably it.
We'll go back to this. I don't want to get not serious with something serious, but every time somebody says they splurged on something, I just picture somebody jizzing on something, get really grossed out.
Just picture me jerk. Splurging all over.
Splurge just sounds really gross.
It does. I never thought about that.
I don't know if it's because it's so close to splooge, but that's also disgusting.
Especially saying I splurged on some old German guys. 4 old German guys.
But, no, I'm with you. And, like I said, I feel like there's reasonable things to take precaution of and to stop things. Like, I don't think they should cancel the Arnold Classic, but you can make the argument for that. But when you're canceling events that have hundreds or like 1,000 people at it, I don't really know what you're even stopping at that point, especially when most of them are going to be local.
Exactly.
It's nuts.
The Arnold kind of makes sense because, you're coming from all over the world. I can start to understand it. College hockey, you can probably guarantee they're all within a 30-mile radius of wherever the event is.
Yeah.
And I think it's fun to talk about. People love this stuff.
Yeah.
Like where I work at, these group of guys came in. I'd never seen them before, and they're like, we're like, somebody had said to them, "Oh, you guys aren't traveling?" "Yeah, they cancel all the traveling, man. It's getting crazy out there. The airports are empty." I'm like, 10 people have died. I mean, what do these people do when things really get bad? 'Cause, I mean, all the toilet paper's missing. When something really bad happens, what are we going to do?
That's the next thing I was going to say is that I know when these kind of things happen, you always see ridiculous over-the-top pictures online, but these aren't just viral things you're seeing. You can go into any normal store and see. I told you I was in Kroger's, and literally the entire aisle of cleaning supplies and toilet paper, hand sanitizer is just gone. There's just not anything there at all, just empty shelves.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I was thinking. Obviously, it is bad and it could turn worse. It's not something to just completely ignore. But, yeah, it's not something literally apocalyptic. So imagine if something truly apocalyptic happened. I always wonder what a zombie outbreak would look like the effects of what it had on humans. And I feel like we're seeing it without the actual effects of the zombies. There's the fucking madness is coming from the people overreacting. I feel like actually probably a better example is the crazies. I feel like it's literally just the crazies because those people are infected and not actual zombies. But people are losing their minds and making it 10 times worse for themselves.
Yeah, and they're sharing memes. And at what point does this stop?
And it's so ridiculous. Like when I went to Kroger's, I was going to grab my cart, and everybody was being real over the top and grabbing all his wet wipes and wiping down their carts before they touched them. And I just went and grabbed mine, and you should have seen their faces. They looked like I just grabbed their mom and assassinated her right in front of their eyes. They'd never fucking seen it. Do you guys realize that wet wipes have been here since the beginning of Kroger's history, and everybody, 99% of people walk by them?
Yeah.
But now you guys are like, oh, this will save it. But what they don't ignore, or what they fucking don't realize, is that then they wipe that down, and they go shop into the store and touch all these items that somebody put on the shelves, and then go ring out and touch the same computers that people have touched thousands of times. So that wet wipe's not going to do you shit.
Yeah. No, 100%. You should have just licked the cart handle right in front of them.
I probably got assassinated myself.
Just relax. Take a deep breath. To the 10 people that are our friends that listen to this show. Just take a deep breath. We're fine. We've done this. Rinse and repeat. Pun intended. How many? Every year there's something. Like, this is the end. I was on, Vizio has those free channels through Pluto or whatever it's called. They have a channel now for
tell me that.
Corona. They're like, oh, you want to see some coronavirus updates? And it's just collection of news.
Nudes?
Nudes, yeah.
I'm down.
And it's because it sells. You got everyone that freaks out ooh.
Nudes do sell.
Yeah. Oh, let's turn it on. You guys hear it spreading?
Yeah.
It's spreading. That's just dumb.
And even if you get all these supplies and all this cleaning like everybody wants, and make sure you clean yourself 24/7, even that could backfire. That's literally the point of the immune system that's why you have to let little kids do dumb things and be dirty. Because they don't build up immunity to nasty stuff, they're going to get infected right away.
Yeah.
So even that could backfire. Even if you want to be as clean as you can be, it could get you more sick.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, people are just fucking nuts.
Exactly. And the people that do use hand sanitizer all the time also, they're usually sick. At least every 3 months they seem to get sick. And it's pretty rare for me to get sick. Maybe once every 2 years or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And the people that have passed away there's always an underlying condition.
Yeah.
I think the last time I looked, there's a 93% survivability with the disease. Flu is at 97 from when I looked up. That's hard to track because, not everyone gets tested for flu. Renee's getting my girlfriend's a nurse. She gets a lot of calls for hypochondriacs calling in.
Told you last episode, I feel like doctor would be the worst profession right now. Anytime you have a flu or a runny nose or allergies like me, I told you I've been that way since as long as you know me. And now anytime I sneeze or touch my nose or clear my throat, I'm like, oh shit, what is he doing? Is he gonna get fucking zombie on us?
She's just like last week somebody called in. Their sore throat had started the day before, and they called and asked her if they could get a coronavirus test. And she's like, I don't even think these are in Ohio yet. And I guess they're all through the CDC.
Yeah.
And they spread them out. I don't know how it's done.
It's madness.
It is, because it's kind of scary. Because what if something really actually bad happens? Do you remember when 9/11 happened?
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, duh. But you know what happened in the stores?
Yeah.
Everyone buying batteries, and the same thing happened.
Everybody's out of gas. Well, some place did run out of gas, and there was lines for hours for gas.
Yeah.
Yep.
My parents ran a parts store, and car batteries. Everybody came and got car batteries, stocked up on that.
Uh-huh.
You get this stuff, and maybe some of these people, they're just too young to remember. This stuff happens all the time. People freak out and buy 1 or 2 items and stockpile it for no reason.
Yeah.
Then you see it on Marketplace for $1,800.
That's a true story, sadly. I was also thinking, where is it going with that? Now I'm going Joe Biden. I had a thought there, I promise you. I promise. Now, what do you have to say?
Do you want to go fat?
No, look fat.
Look fat. Yeah, you're too old. That whole room was full of old people. There was not a young person in there. He's like, yeah, you're too old to vote for me. Then the geriatrics are like picking their hands off their walkers and clapping.
There's something off the way you said. That's why I can't remember now. But I will tell you, it was really funny being in Kroger's and all these people being all clean freaks. And you should have seen the way people are moving around the store and like almost running into each other and fucking panicking.
Seriously?
It was like a zombie infection. And then I laughed because I didn't do it because of virus. It was just a sale and I knew we were doing Lost tonight. I got 9 12-packs of pop. My cart was just fucking loaded up pop, and I guarantee people are like, oh, look at him, he's doing it too. So I was just thinking.
It's on sale.
Uh-huh.
It's funny you mentioned it. I told Renee today there was very few things at rush to the store to stock up on, and pop was the thing I could think of.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I would get the dumbest stuff for sure,
mm-hmm.
which would backfire if something actually happened, but.
Yeah, it'd be, I think you like to daydream about those things. Like, I would go here, I would get this gun, and I'd be Rick Grimes, but it'd probably be more like Shaun of the Dead for sure. I'd be like, let's just play video games in the basement. I got 16 bags of Cheetos. That's all I got.
All right, well, we'll see if my thought comes back to me, but I guess we can go a little out of schedule here because this feeds into the main thing that was canceled because of, main thing for us. That was canceled because of the fucking virus. E3.
Sarah McLachlan.
I know I talked about it last time, and I was like, they're talking about it, but I don't think it can happen because Microsoft, I know PlayStation and Jeff Keighley and some other people backed out, but they still had such big names behind them, and I thought they would force their hand, but they canceled it, and I'm really sad.
I'm sad too, but part of me thinks maybe this is a savior for them. Because with all these people backing out, it might have been a shit show this year. It could have been a slow decline, but maybe renewed some interest in it next year when it comes back.
I hope you're right. I actually think the opposite, but I really hope you're right. Like I said, it's obvious that it has been dwindling and it's struggled and everything. I want to survive, and I don't think it's as bad as people say, but it's obvious that it's had some issues. But this is a year I told you, even last E3, I've been hyping up since then. I was like, this is going to be the E3 that fucking blows it up because you have all the new consoles coming out. And then when PlayStation backed out, I was like, oh shit, maybe this is a bad sign. But then everybody else was still going. And I was like, oh man, this is going to bring back E3. And even though PlayStation is not there, and now the fact that it's not happening, I'm not one of these people that was overreactive about every E3 thing, and I still support it. But I feel like it being canceled this year was a bad sign because I feel like this is a chance to have its biggest event in like 8 years. And now it's canceled. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the last one. And that the cancel was just that they are no more because ESA, obviously they're a big company. But I feel like E3 is meaning less and less for them. So I feel like it's very realistic that, no, all right, well, we lost a lot of, because they're obviously going to lose a shitload of money by not doing it this year. Even though they are a big company, they're going to be losing a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they can afford to do it again after that.
Because what is E3, like half of their income?
Yeah, probably.
I think that's what I've heard. Dude, I didn't even think, you just blew my mind. That little reaction I had there, I forgot. It's new consoles this year.
Yeah, that
blows.
Yeah. The only thing that I think could not really save E3, but make it different and keep going is something that when they originally canceled it, I don't know why the fuck they didn't. If you're going to close the expo floor, I don't think they should have. But again, that's an argument you could make because there is people coming all over the world. They're going to be touching everything and all over each other. So that's an argument you could make. But the press conferences have no more than 1,000 people at any of those things, and none of them are over 2 hours at most. And some of them have like literally hundreds of people, and that's it. And I don't know. I feel like that would have been a fair compromise. I feel like the expo floor is closed, but to everybody that doesn't come to the event, you're not going to see a difference. And still have all the conferences, and we still have all the excitement and all the big spectacle of E3. But I feel like it's pretty clear they're not going to do that because I feel like that's what they would have put out to ease people's reactions into it. But since they weren't doing that, I was hoping they at least do. I wouldn't like it, but it would be better than nothing. Nintendo Direct style, like announcements or press conferences, which, like I said, I don't prefer it because Nintendo does a good job with it, but it takes away a lot of the excitement not hearing the crowd and seeing reactions is kind of awkward.
Or the cringe. I think you missed the cringe.
Well, Nintendo still somehow manages to do that even in their pre-recorded things, but yeah, definitely. But I would rather have that over nothing. And I don't know if you've seen, since then, I've had these thoughts. I almost wish you did a podcast every day because I have all these thoughts and they build up, and now I'm just like, I'm just saying a ton of nonsense because I have everything built up in my head. But I was hoping they would at least do that where they do their own kind of events and still around E3, and if it's not technically E3. And I don't know if you saw, but Xbox, Ubisoft, Nintendo, and one other said that they're looking into ways of, well, Nintendo's obviously going to do their Direct, but looking into ways of still making it E3 without E3. So I feel like that's what that means. They're going to try and do their own kind of events where they're streamed or whatever.
Yeah.
But not as good, but I'll take that over nothing. And then the ESA, I don't know if you saw they put out today, they said that it's canceled, but they're looking into alternatives for this year in hopes of doing something this year and then going into next year. So they're already talking about next year too, but they're talking about not just getting rid of it completely this year.
That's good.
Yeah.
I know Jeff Keighley's got to be liking this, though, with the Game Awards.
Yeah.
He's like, I got enough time for all this stuff to blow away, and I could swoop in.
Yeah.
Because when does the Video Game Awards take place? That's October?
Usually December.
December?
Usually.
Dang. So if he did a little bit earlier, he could get, like, the new console stuff.
Yeah. I don't know this past year. Maybe it was earlier. I know normally it's December, though.
I think you're right, yeah.
Did you see also, it would have been a cool surprise because we're used to the same press conferences every year. Did you see it came out that it seems like it's a confirmed rumor now that WB was going to do a press conference? And
really?
show their new Batman game and show. I know you wouldn't care about it. Fucking jacked at the Harry Potter RPG that's been rumored for like fucking 5 years now.
Holy cow!
That'd been so cool to see a new person do a press conference, but it's all taken away from us now.
It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
That really sucks. We used to have an event here. We used to have people over if it's just like 1 or 2 live streams.
No, yeah, I'll definitely do that. Yeah. And I'm hoping, I don't know if they'll work together or not. I'm hoping they'll work together to line up the schedules and have it still be, have it still be like that.
Sorry, I mean to yawn.
No, you're good.
I feel like I haven't slept in like 2 weeks.
But no, I'll definitely have an event. That's why, like I said, I don't prefer that, but I would take that over nothing because, I don't want just news to come out throughout the year about what happened and no, like, big excitement to it. And that's half the fun of it. It's like a Super Bowl for video games, just over the top. It's obviously unnecessary, but it's fun.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. They need to do that Nintendo Direct style.
Yeah.
And if you care about the coronavirus, that's fine. Just have your people work on it.
Yeah.
You don't have to have everybody there. I don't know what this means moving forward, though. Because they said this could be like the flu where it goes away for the summer and comes back in the fall.
Yeah.
In football.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like we said before, where does it end? Did you see they're delaying a ton of movies now, too? Like Fast and... I know you don't care about Fast and Furious, but do you see that fucking delay?
No, I didn't see how long.
It comes out in May, and they delayed it till April of next year.
Wow.
And obviously the movie's already done. There's trailers, and it was coming out that soon. There's no way it wasn't done. So it's going to sit on it for over a year.
Jeez, man. I saw Mulan and Peter Rabbit.
Yeah, Quiet Place 2 got delayed, which I told you I was fucking jacked for that, which I haven't felt for a movie very often lately.
We got to watch the movie theater stocks. I wonder how much that's going to affect them.
Yeah. That's...
What do they do? Do you just keep playing like the same stuff, the old stuff?
That's...
Do you bring out news? What do they do?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how you do with any of this shit. And what you do is always people's livelihood that these companies are not paying for because they don't actually care about their employees like they say they do. I'm sure big companies for maybe corporate will do something like Google but even their smaller employees, I don't think they give a shit about. And definitely not like these arenas and everything we're talking about where people are concession workers and don't make not much money, but obviously that's how they get by.
Yeah.
They're just screwed over, and I just don't know about any of this stuff. It's fucking nuts.
And I can kind of understand the corporation side because they're not making money.
Yeah.
So it's either we don't pay you now and live off what we have saved up for integral stuff, so later you have a job instead of us going out of business. Especially for the retail apocalypse that just happened. A lot of these companies are just barely staying afloat as it is. So I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, I see all sides. That's because obviously they should support it, but at the same time they shouldn't. And then a lot of these companies aren't really deciding things. The government is now. So as much as I don't think the government should be supporting everybody, that's a time where it should be when you're literally getting taken away and you don't have a choice.
Maybe like an unemployment system?
Yeah. I feel like that's the only option because, it's not these companies' responsibility, but at the same time, their employees are getting fucked over. So somebody has to be blamed for it.
I kind of wish we still knew someone that still worked at the movie theater because I'm curious, man, if these new movies aren't coming out, these things, other movies come to DVD, what do you do?
I know.
What do you do? I would love to be what do they call it, fly on the wall at some of these meetings.
Yeah. I really don't know what you do with it. It's fucking wild. DC, I was actually looking that up so I didn't say the wrong number. I hate Mark Cuban a lot, but DC, we'll see if he's just talking shit or if he's actually going to follow through. He said he plans to pay every employee that works at the arena, even not just the big players, but like any concession stand worker or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, he said he plans to, in DC, Kevin Love donated $100,000, and he said he wants it to go to all the smaller employees at the arena.
Really? See, I love him, so pun intended. I've been meaning to buy one of his jerseys forever. Yeah. You know this, because they go on sale when they think he's going to get traded. But I think at this point he should just retire a Cavs. That's such a nice guy.
I saw that.
Guy.
That's why I looked. I thought for a second it was 1,000. That would do fucking nothing. But 100,000 is a decent amount.
Yeah, man.
And he said that he hopes that other people start doing the same because I don't think it's their responsibility either. But they obviously are people that could do it if they wanted to and that's fucking nothing. It's a nice gesture, but I'm saying as far as his livelihood, that doesn't affect anything. So,
and he's a small fish in that pond.
Yeah.
And people would say 100,000. That's all. He's got like a $4 million contract. I don't know how big he's got a massive contract. I'm sure, but you got to remember a lot of his stuff's tied up in investments. He hasn't been paid all that a lot. So 100,000 does mean a lot to those guys.
Yeah.
It's not pocket change for them. I want to see Bezos, see if he steps up and does something.
Well, my older brother works at Amazon. That's what I'm thinking. All these warehouse and everything, they're probably not going to give two shits about these people. But I think it's a week and a half ago, you're not allowed in the corporate office, and everybody got sent home. And they have to work from home, but they're getting paid for it, and they're not allowed to return until the end of April.
What?
Yeah, so.
What about the warehouse, though?
That's what I'm saying. Well, I work right next to their warehouse. They're still in and out there every 2 seconds, and I don't think they're going to give two shits about any of these people.
Yeah.
Which sucks because they definitely do have the money to do that, and
everybody's in a weird situation.
Yeah.
I don't think we should get this dramatic with it. I don't think we're at that point to where we should be this dramatic.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the CDC is powerful enough to deal with this stuff. This is what happens when you let the government solve your problems, though.
Yeah.
Because they're not efficient. You're no longer the customer. You are a number at that point.
And I know you were talking about how you're almost regretting voting for Mike DeWine, and
oh, that's a joke.
Oh.
I'm glad I did.
So I was gonna say, you can have whatever opinion you do. I was just gonna say on mine that I know last week I said I disagree with him, and I still do. I don't think that's how it should be, and like I said, I wish people could separate their fucking views on things from what actually should be. Like I said, I don't like Donald Trump at all, but I think it's very reasonable to suspend flights to China and back unless it was somebody that need to get back to family or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate him, but I can have that view, and I really like Mike DeWine, and I think his decision was terrible.
Yeah.
I feel like people can't separate who they like from that, but I also was thinking that I was like, man, I wonder if I didn't vote for him, if all this wouldn't have happened in Ohio. But I feel like it would actually have been worse because, like I said, people are beating up Donald Trump for that. And the other candidate was Richard Cordray, the Democrat, and I actually didn't mind him either. It was one of the few elections where I would have been okay with either candidate. But I feel like, if anything, the reaction towards this would have been stronger, especially because he gets side against Donald Trump, and, they love to do that.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't feel like it came down to Mike DeWine. I feel like, if anything, it might have been stronger if we had a different governor.
See, I wanted to vote for Libertarian.
Oh, yeah, I liked him, too. I
really liked him.
Yeah, that's why. I think I said both, but I actually meant all sides I would have been okay with.
Yeah.
Besides maybe the Green Party, Independent, whatever. But those three I would have been more than fine with.
Yeah, and I like DeWine. I just joke about that because seeing how if Arnold does decide to go somewhere else, that's a lot of money for the city that he's in.
Yeah. Oh, no,
That's why they have issues with it.
No, I'm with you. And like I said, I still disagree with that. And like I said, I feel like there is arguments to make for bigger events like that, but I still do disagree with it. And like I said, just where does it stop? Like you said, it is hard in all positions, but the overreaction, I feel like, is definitely the biggest worry, not the symptom itself. And think about how I just don't know where any of this is going to go. It's fucking weird. It's like, where does all these sporting events, concerts, all this, where does it pick up, and how does this work when it's over, I guess?
Yeah. And if Corona does hang out, like they said swine flu would do the same thing, though. It would always be there.
Yeah.
How far will people take it? I'm not sure. And going back to DeWine, the reason I had issues with it is, from what I can tell, they didn't even really talk to Arnold or his organization.
Yeah.
And help them. They're kind of just like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, hey, can we help you pay for some stuff? Apology. Pay for part of this, and pay for maybe next year's to help ensure they come back.
No, I'm with you. I think that's what they do with most of them. Like, did you see he put out a statement that no one's allowed in indoor large sporting events in Ohio, and the Blue Jackets put out a statement so they disagree with it, and people are still allowed at their games if they bring a ticket. And then that's when he put out the second press conference, and he said he's going to pass a law that if oh, you didn't see that?
No.
Yeah, that's why all these started canceling like heavy, because he said he's going to put into law that if you let fans into the events, if they're indoors, that they could take legal action against you. And then the Blue Jackets put out a statement and said that right after that and said that the games were canceled or that they were going to do it without fans, and then eventually the NHL suspended it. But people like to talk about sports aren't a big deal, like to talk about entertainment, whatever, but I feel like hopefully the one thing comes out of this is that people realize how big of a deal these things are. They might not be as meaningful as life, and obviously people need to use context for all things. Obviously, they mean it to a different degree, but they are important and do affect people's livelihood, like we said. And I feel like hopefully that's one thing comes out of it, is that when it comes back, people will see how much it affected things. Like the economy is going to be way different. All these businesses around the arenas and stadiums are going to be different. It's not just the you don't get to play your sports game.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I just don't know what happens when this is over. The XFL canceled their season, which is fucking nuts, and I was hoping they would. They've been trying to do everything so different than the NFL. I was like, oh man, they could be the one to be like, yeah, you can still come to the games, but that would have been fucking cool. But their season just completely over. NHL suspended, and NBA suspended. MLS is on 30 days. The MLB is 2-week suspension. I'm sure these are going to get extended. And
yeah, I see the MLB getting extended for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like everything's just so fucking out of control. Like when you talk to people, like I said, I feel like that's why the outrage culture and these actual terrible events have changed people's perspective on things, because they're so just trained to be like that now.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I talked to people, I was talking about E3, and I said how it's fucking ridiculous because it's not until June. And I said you could literally have a cure by that and it could be over. And a couple people, no, that's not true. They literally said there can't be a vaccine until next year, and mid next year. And you Google it, and just right away, top sites and fucking New York Post and all these websites would come up. It said China said they already have a vaccine and they think it can be out by April. Houston said they have one and that they want to finalize it. San Diego, another city in California, said they almost have theirs. But perspective and what people say is that it's more than a year away now. So that's just...
Yeah. And I guess I can see where they're coming from, because it's going to take them a while to... Because if they come out with the vaccine, like, hey, guys, CVS has vaccines. There's going to be huge lines.
Yeah.
Huge lines. So I get what they're saying, a steady supply by maybe next year. But how I understand vaccines work, you just take the virus, weaken it.
Yeah.
And put it in. And it's just for that specific type.
And that's why E3 is so nuts. Yeah, maybe that won't be the case, and maybe it will take a while, or maybe it won't be over. But we're canceling things now that could be fucking over with by then. And then all these money, all this travel, all these people's lives are going to be affected over something that could be gone or non-existent or whatever.
I'm glad I purchased a house when I did, because I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't seen the interest rates go up.
Yeah.
But that usually correlates with the economy. The economy's kind of... I saw that all of the gains that the economy made under Trump is officially gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it dropped like nuts.
Yeah, so it's eventually the mortgage rate has got to get affected, but I know they're pretty stable, so it's going to take a second. But I just squeezed in like right at the last second, pretty much, and I'm glad I did, because I don't know what's going to happen. It's weird. It's all really weird. I don't know. Thanks, China.
Yeah, thanks for fucking eating that bat. If we're rambling about this too much, let me know, because I've had a lot of thoughts about it, and you can't, as you know, you can't talk with people like this, because...
It's in every conversation.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go.
Yeah, but I feel like you can't really talk to people, because there's few people that feel different, but majority of people got their straight view on it, and that's how it goes. So if you say anything's out of line or different, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's how these events and outrage culture has affected it, because you're not allowed to speak different or have an opinion that's a little off from what the news is telling you and what the big story is.
Oh, for sure. The counterculture's kind of become the culture, and to be the old culture is the counterculture, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
It's a pandemic. People are dying. You're more likely to die by a cow or lightning or a shark.
I talked about how it feels like an apocalypse, but not in the scary sense that people are saying. It does have a really weird feeling to me, and it almost does feel like life's over, but not because I'm scared or think it is. I feel like it feels like that because everybody's freaking out and making it feel like it's such a big deal. And like I said, it's unheard of to have these sporting events. Like people like to undermine them and think they don't matter, but they do matter to a lot of people and are a big deal and are a lot of big deal to economy and what affects people's normal lives. They don't realize it.
Oh yeah.
That it is making it have a really weird vibe to everything. Like today, it literally felt like I was in a zombie movie. I was like, man, we're at work, but the world's falling apart. But I don't actually feel that way. It just does have a weird vibe to it. So I feel like that might be affecting people.
It's like the beginning of the zombie movie.
Yeah, exactly. And did you see the sky when you came in today?
No.
It was really weird. It was dark black, but then underneath there was like a ray of orange underneath. It was like something out of a movie.
You're giving me anxiety right now. I can feel my blood pressure going up. I don't like this.
But like I said, I'm not actually feeding into that or worry. It is a weird vibe, but I don't think I'm getting that way because I'm actually worried. Because when I stop and think about it, I'm like, this is so fucking dumb.
Well, I think back to scary movies from when I was in high school and younger. Like The Crazies, you brought up The Crazies. Yeah. I love that movie.
Me too.
28 weeks later, 28 days later, day one.
Yeah.
And we're in day one right now.
This is exactly how a zombie apocalypse would happen. There'd be people that would be like, I don't think so. And we would probably be the first to die if it does go real bad.
Yeah. I'm kind of okay with that because who wants to live in that world?
Yeah. I'm glad you said that. That's something I've been thinking.
So you sort of kill each other right now?
No, it sounded really dark, but that's more the point I'm trying to get when I'm talking about where does this stop. We can protect ourselves forever and we can avoid everything, but what's the fucking point of living? Maybe, yeah, it's realistic and maybe you can make arguments to delay things or cancel things for a little bit, but we're canceling things far into the future now, or we just make sure we cancel fucking everything so we can live but not live through anything that is enjoyable or fun or distracts you.
I just thought of something.
What's that?
What about voting?
Oh, I was going to get to that.
What the heck? I didn't even think about that before.
Yeah, our primary in a lot of other states are March 17th.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I have a weird feeling that that's going to be one time that it's a very important issue and that we can risk our health for a while. Even though these people are going to wait in lines for hours and touching the same devices over and over. But I'm sure they'll use a wet wipe and go, you're safe now.
You're fine.
We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'll go vote, and if they let me. And I think they're going to let you, but I could be wrong. Maybe they'll be like, yeah, you really can't. Or I could see them saying you can only write in or something, some dumb nonsense like that. Like actually write in. I'm saying like online or write in, not like a write-in candidate, to be clear.
But even if this lasts to the presidential election.
Yeah.
What do we do? Just everybody write in? Which, I don't know, man. It's all weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's going to be one of those things we think about for the rest of our life.
Yeah.
Because I thought the swine flu was big. I thought anthrax was big. All these things were big. But this is, why are we now just freaking out about this? We've had these things in the past before.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for people that's in healthcare or the CDC. Like Renee, they've already been like, they have her coming in 3 times extra, and they're already like, could you come in some more?
Yeah. Because
you people are just bum rushing this healthcare and just relax.
God, you brought it back up. I told you how I feel like doctor is the worst profession right now. I actually can think of a worse one. Any fucking warehouse that's supplying cleaning supplies or toilet paper. Because they're not getting off of their job like a lot of people are. We're not, but a lot of people are getting out of their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But then on top of that, I guarantee they're not reacting to supply and demand and hiring 100 more people. I guarantee they're just expecting all these people to work harder and be like, what the hell are you guys doing? We need this out. And just fucking destroying them.
What's that I told you? I don't know when toilet paper is going to be back in stock because they're not going to ramp up production because they know it's going to die down.
You don't think so? I feel like they will. I feel like that's exactly why it would suck. I feel like they're probably just destroying these people and working them to death because they want to get as many. This is the hot time to sell it, so if they don't get it out there, then it's over with. Because
you're right, because I don't know what the turnaround is on toilet paper. Can't be that huge turnaround on production.
Yeah, and it never really goes bad. I'm sure eventually it'll degrade or whatever. But
true, because it's like they'll be left all the stock, but people are still going to be pooping.
Yeah,
so they're still going to need that.
The hand sanitizer would cut down a lot because some people do use it, but not like they fucking like to act what they do now. My favorite thing, I'm not the biggest on hygiene and don't wash my hands much to begin with.
But you're never sick.
Yeah, that's part of how you build up your immune system, right?
Somebody go out right now.
But my favorite thing is, I'm sure you've seen now, you're supposed to it's always been a thing, but now it's making a point, wash your hands 20 seconds and like sing a song. So you make sure you do it for 20
Happy
seconds.
birthday.
Yeah, so you know it. My favorite thing, I always told Danielle, even before this happened, because everybody makes fun of me for not washing my hands and it's so gross, is the people that do it just to prove a point that they do it. I don't know if you've noticed. Maybe it's just me because I'm a weirdo and I already like to, not to prove a point, but I don't do it. So I catch weird things. But there is majority of people before this happened would turn on the sink, stick their hand in like that, and then back out and turn it off. And that's fucking probably worse than what I do. You're just moving the germs around on your hand and didn't put any kind of sanitizing or cleaning device or anything on it, just so you can say you washed your hands.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. My job, they have a lot of people from China. There's a lot of translating going on there. So I know that's been something they've been concerned about.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to ask, like, have you been out of the country within the last 2 weeks? Have you been out of the country in the last 2 weeks? So I don't know what's going to happen there. But they're already weird about, they have gloves and hand sanitizer at every station.
Yeah.
All the food normally would come uncovered at their cafeterias. It's now all covered.
Yeah.
You buy everything covered. You have to wear a mask and gloves anytime you're near the food. This is just so weird, man. It does feel like day one in the Apocalypse movie. And if this is how it's going with a handful of people in nursing homes passing away, I hate to see you freaks when something really bad happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary to see how the mentality changes.
I'm also wondering and kind of terrified of if this doesn't get worse, but people's minds do and just keep thinking it's getting worse. How long is it going to be until something actually happens? Like there's somebody goes nuts from this and does something, or a collective group of people that are, we're losing our minds, and just goes fucking wild and starts tearing down places or actually rioting on these stores or doing something actually crazy, killing people.
Let's start it.
Which is literally the craziest, just people losing their minds.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we could talk about this all night, but I just don't know where the fuck it ends, and I don't know where it begins as far as like when this is over. It's so weird to think about. 9/11 happened and they played sports games in New York that night, but we've canceled literally everything, not just sports, education, all of it.
I could see where you're coming from. I was too young to like follow that stuff, but I know Howard Stern stayed on air the whole time. Like the New Yorkers mentality was like these terrorists wanted to interrupt this stuff. Fuck you, terrorists. We're still going to do this stuff. Yeah,
I get that. I'm glad they did. I'm not saying they shouldn't have, but there was over 3,000 people that died in one day, and they still did it, and it was literally miles away from that.
Oh yeah,
and they still did it. And I do think that's where they were coming from, but I think the NFL give two shits. I think they just wanted their money, and all right, well, we can help New York out, but I think they just wanted the fucking money and could care less about that.
Yeah.
So.
Do you remember the commercials too? I specifically remember the Bud Light commercials.
Yeah.
Anheuser-Busch. Yeah. There's a lot of cash in on 9/11 for sure.
Yeah. So there's just literally never been anything, not like that this is that bad, but never anything this reaction towards it. So it's so hard for me to picture. This stuff just doesn't seem real. Like the tournament getting canceled. How do you talk about sports? The last winner of last season, or the XFL, the winner of the first next season. Just all these terms are going to be so weird, and communication and how players in college work if they get another year of athletics, or how contracts work in sports if they're out of their contract or a free agent. I just don't know how any of these questions are going to work. I was going to say if they're even thinking about it, but I'm sure they are. But at the same time, they're canceling a lot of meetings too because they can't be around each other. So I don't know if they're just fucking avoiding everything right now.
Yeah.
And is it going to get into games too where they're canceling all these fucking
That was my first
movies?
worry.
Yeah. And games should be the one thing that shouldn't, because everybody can just go get them and then go back to their house. But still, they'll probably say people are gathering to get their games. And then I feel like there's also going to be an effect where people are taking advantage of doing that, like developers being like, oh, well, we really care about the virus, but in all reality, they just don't want to put their game out yet or work on it more, which I do think there could be some benefits to that, like people adding like Cyberpunk, they could have that multiplayer they talked about without delaying it. But then I feel like they could also run into issues that if they get that delayed and then it doesn't happen, they're obviously full of shit. I feel like there's just so many interesting but annoying things that could come out of it.
Well, the production aspect of it.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
Because it's all produced in China.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this stuff starts running out, or there's no one making it. There's going to be a huge stunt on the economy for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's weird to think about. It's definitely, I hear it's a good time to buy stocks, though, because everything's tanking.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's going to come back. We all know it's going to come back. It's fine. Relax. Take some deep breaths.
One thing
Share your toilet paper, because I have like 10 rolls left. And at some point, I'm probably going to have to, like, I told my mom today, I didn't know she had me on speakerphone. I told her I'm going to have to move to dryer sheets. And all of her coworkers started laughing, and I was like, oh, what? Did you have me on speakerphone? Made me cringe. But Renee brought up a good point. She's like, why would you jump to dryer sheets? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, we have tissues, we have paper towels, we have, if it gets bad enough, we have washcloths so you can wash off. And I was like, I'll probably just throw away the washcloths. That's disgusting. I don't even want to begin to think about that. But my question is, why toilet paper?
Yeah.
I saw a meme that was like, the symptoms isn't explosive diarrhea.
Yeah.
Why toilet paper?
One thing we talked about before this went on, is I'm trying to cover everything, but I know I jump around a lot. Originally, they were going to do some sporting events without fans in it, and the last thing they said was only indoor, so I don't know if Ohio State's going to be allowed to play because that's outdoor, but they canceled the spring game, but I don't know if that's because the spring game really doesn't matter, so that's good. That is a kind of something you could cancel and be reasonable about.
I did not know they canceled the spring game.
Oh, you didn't? Yep, they canceled it.
All day, you've just been blowing my mind with all these sports things. That kind of sucks because I know sports games is kind of an OT moment at my job.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that definitely hurt it.
It's weird stuff.
But I do agree with that. I don't think they should have suspended any of this. I think it's all crazy. But I told you, I feel like if they were really going to have no fans in the arena and just have these things play out for nobody, I feel like the better option is to suspend it if they're really going to pick it back up. I think the XFL picked the worst option, just to cancel. I think it's fucking nuts. But I feel like some of these leagues also probably are going to cancel. There's not man enough to say it because suspending sounds better because then it's just up in the air and you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. But I wouldn't be shocked if someone just like, yep, the season's canceled eventually. I hope not. And also, the one bonus that could be for the Blue Jackets about that is their fucking injuries that have been historically unfair. And this could, if they actually just suspend it, that could help them out a shitload, get all these players back and have them ready for the playoffs. That'd be so awesome.
Off topic a little bit, but what is happening with Brandon Dubinsky? I can't even find stuff online.
I don't know.
MIA.
Yeah. And I know he had a bad injury before the year, and they said it'd be like 3 months or whatever, but yeah, then just nobody's covered it since then. I know you remember like 2 years ago when all that stuff came out about how he got sent home from Las Vegas, right?
I sort of remember that.
And there was some big report about how it was a coke addiction and all kinds of crazy stuff.
No, I didn't hear about that.
I don't think it was true, and the guy that wrote it, he worked at the Dispatch forever, and a lot of writers and the Blue Jackets and everybody trashed him and said that he knows that's not true and to stop trying to get a story out of it.
What?
Which I do believe that that's not the case, and he always seemed, not that you can't be a nice and normal guy doing that, obviously everybody has issues, but he just doesn't seem like that kind of guy, which again, it's always hard to tell, so maybe it is true. But it does make you wonder a little more now that he has just disappeared.
Because I back in September when they talked about his injuries, which was that real bad, was it hand injury?
I think so.
Where he's just in constant pain when he's playing, so that made sense. Or maybe his elbow, like a tennis elbow thing, and he says in constant pain. So I understand where he's coming from, but I hope it's not coke. It's bad. Yeah, it's all weird, man. It's all weird. But yeah, coronavirus.
Yeah, that's probably longer than all of our episodes already, and we haven't even talked about one game yet.
Yeah. Well, I think it's big news. It's big news definitely. For games.
Yeah, I think it, like I said, it kind of bleeds into everything about sporting events, games, movies, kind of all connects, which is crazy because it shouldn't, but it is definitely.
Have you been playing any games?
I have. I beat Resistance 3.
Oh, yeah?
I have. That game is awesome, and like I said, I feel like it's a perfect candidate for a collection on PS4. and I hope they do it. I told you, just repeating again though, that I feel like the world is so unique and the story is so different. And even though that game's almost a decade old now, the guns and the characters and the world is so much more creative than 90% of shooters now. And I feel like that's what the shooting genre needs, is something different like that. Call of Duty is fine. These realistic shooters are fine. But that's why I got away from games like Resistance and Halo, because every game was doing that. That's why Call of Duty became so big. And now it's fucking reversed into that, where everything's that. So they could put out a game like that, would be so unique. And that game is also a perfect candidate because it does not hold up visually, even though everything else is good. So if you got that down, it'd make it seem 10 times better. I really hope Resistance 4 comes out, because I feel like they could do some crazy shit with that. But I feel like Collection could easily lead into that if they did that, and they could see the sales numbers and everything. And another thing is all the online servers are shut off on all the Resistances. And I don't know if you ever played the multiplayer or any of those. They did a lot of unique, cool stuff on there too. So it'd be really cool to see those come back since they're non-existent. I think, I'll go ahead.
So, haven't all past remasters not had multiplayer included?
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised they don't do it. I just hope they would. I could definitely see them not doing it. I feel like it'd be hard to work in, but I just hope they would. Especially because they hyped that up so much in the old Resistance games, because they're clearly trying to compete with Halo. So yeah, they might not care about doing it now. But like Resistance 2 had 64-person multiplayer, and it worked really well, and there's a lot of unique modes. The third one, I think, scaled down to 16, but I don't know why it worked really well, especially for how bad PSN was back then. It was a lot of fun, did a lot of really cool things. And then 3 had some cool ideas, but like I said, I feel like scaling it down. A lot of people preferred it, but I didn't think it was as cool, because 64 felt so different than it was a difference from Halo. 16 just felt like another Halo. And I don't know, there's just a lot of unique things about it. I feel like 3 wasn't as good as 2, but I think they're all worth playing. They're a lot of fun. There is one thing that was standing out for me. I couldn't fucking ignore it the first time I heard or noticed it. The voice acting, nothing stand out, but nothing's bad besides this one guy. Sounds identical to Randy Marsh. And in this world that's falling apart, and all these people talking about their loved ones. Come over here. Hey, come over here. It was so distracting. I could not, every time he'd try and be like this moment where somebody dies, and it would be some over-the-top part, and I couldn't fucking take it serious. It was so bad. But, yeah, I played that. I beat that, I should say. And then, what else did I play? I played some Master Chief Collection, Halo, to standby, but I played with my friend Colin. He wanted to play, so we played some Master Chief Collection. They have Reach on there now, as you know, so I haven't actually played much of multiplayer on the collection, so it's cool to play some of that and play Invasion, all these game modes that I didn't really think about for a long time. I played some Snipper Clips with Danielle. I don't know if you remember that game, or if you played it.
That was the game that Nintendo picked up at a conference, right?
Yeah.
And it was released everywhere, but then they bought it for just the Switch.
Yeah, it's a really cool, unique game where it's a puzzle game, and you're two little figures, but then you have to solve puzzles, and you can cut each other. That's why it's Snipper Clips. So like you cut a corner off of that, and then you can fit into like different puzzles that way, or like use your shape to knock an object up. So it's a really different, unique game. I like to call it Snipper Clits. Danielle doesn't think it's very funny.
That's like some genital mutilation.
Yeah, snip her clits.
Oh, man.
And if you say it fast, it really just sounds like Snipper Clips. Snipper Clits.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I downloaded Zuba.
Oh, no. Okay.
Well, at first it fucking wouldn't download. I tried like 40 times, and it finally did. So I was already annoyed at that. But I finally got it. And I probably played 15 minutes, so I can't judge fully. You liking something you see over there?
Is that blood?
The fuck, it sure is.
Whoa.
Where'd that come from?
Do you like what you see over there? Just bleeding. So right now, Casey's got dry blood all on his arm.
I don't know where the hell it came from. I don't see anything bleeding on me.
What's the corona?
Oh, God. Shit's like a zombie movie's got in me here. But, so I gotta give him more of a chance. I wasn't a big fan of it, though. The controls didn't feel as good to me. And, online, it was hard to tell if they were bots or what was happening. It just kind of felt frantic to me, but I haven't given it a fair shot. I definitely want to play it more. You had to play a reaction to that. Have you?
Yeah.
Your view changed or?
Yeah, no, I like it. So
Oh, okay.
I was just like thinking, like, what would Casey think of this? Because it kind of helps to have that League of Legends background.
No, okay.
This little bit of a background I have with League of Legends to understand what's happening there. And it's like a simplified League of Legends, and that's why I kind of like it. Like you hide, you're jungling. It's just fun.
I gotcha.
Well,
Yeah, I
fun
definitely
thing
want
to
to give it
play.
more of a chance. It didn't affect it completely, but I don't think it helped to be so annoyed at the download and try and get everything installed just to play that game for a few minutes. But
And you gotta learn how your character plays. Like if
Yeah.
you're playing a bulky character, you can't run around. You gotta wait for them to come close to you.
yeah, I gotcha.
Stuff like that. Or if you're playing a quick character, you want to keep them at a distance.
Yeah. Then the only other thing I played, it was only like a couple rounds. I played Splitgate, that awesome Halo Portal mixture that's on Steam, and it's free to download if you haven't played it. You
Yeah, that's a
definitely
cool
should.
game.
Yeah.
We played together, right?
Yeah. And the player base is falling, so it needs help. What have you been playing? Anything?
Yeah. Zumba. Then I have the first Dragon Quest on my phone that I hate that when I uninstall it and reinstall it on different devices, it loses my save files.
Uh-huh.
So it makes me upset. So I just started another save file for like the third time. And I'm just going around playing that. Zumba. I played another game too where it's like an AC-130 and you're like a big gunship fighting zombies, and you build up your base, and it's okay. I don't think I'll go back to it.
Yeah.
But then I got all my game systems hooked up last night,
Nice.
ready to go. Got it all good and going, and got my card out. Put in my new
Game Pass.
I figured out what happened to that, by the way.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know what happened until I looked through my messages and realized I had a message from Xbox telling me what happened. So I had signed up for that dumb promotion where they're like 5 cents a day.
Uh-huh.
And I combined it with my subscription. At some point back in January, they're like, okay, we're kind of losing our ass on that because that's $1.50 a month.
Uh-huh.
And it switched back and they took it away. And I saw people on Reddit being like, well, we knew it wouldn't last. It's too good of a deal. But still, though, I was expecting that.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah, so that's what happened. And it lapsed, and but they apologized and for the inconvenience, because I missed out on 3 years of it. They apologized and they gave me 14 days for free.
There you go.
Because that equates, 3 years, 14 days. That's equivalent. So I got 14 days plus my 3 months that I bought. And I got it all ready, set up to go. And I wanted to try out the new Call of Duty Battle Royale mode that came out yesterday. How many gigabytes do you think it is? Just for the Battle Royale. Not the campaign, not the multiplayer. Just for the Battle Royale.
Well, I've seen it, so yeah, I don't want to act like I'm guessing. But do you already have the regular game installed or no? That's the reason. It's doing some dumb shit where, because for me it was almost nothing. But I guess it has to install the whole game because it's operating off of that. So obviously you don't get the full game, but it has to have that to operate it, which is fucking dumb. So that's why it's so big.
What is the exact number again?
I think it was 89 gigabytes.
No, it was more than that. It was over 100.
It? Huh.
With everything combined. Here, I could look it up real quick. So I go to download it, and my friend in Denver has really good internet. He's got a gigabyte. So what is that, 1,000 megabytes a second? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I have 100. Took him 2.5 hours to download it. It took me, I started at 2 a.m. By the time I got everything set up and good to go, I wasn't playing until 7:20 a.m. Whole time downloading.
Uh-huh.
So bad. And I had to remove so many things because I have 500 gigabytes.
Yeah.
I had to remove so many things. Is this what gaming is getting to? Is this massive updates? I remember when Halo came out, the Master Chief Collection, and that's 1 billion games, and that was 90 gigabytes.
Yeah.
And this was, let's see, is it Modern
Warzone.
Warzone download size. Let's see what Google says. Because I feel like it's closer to 200. It says 83 to 101 gigabytes.
Hmm.
For some reason, I thought it was a little bigger than that. But it's free.
Yeah.
It's okay. I played it. There's a really cool aspect to it. Did you see the gulag?
What was it?
It's called a gulag, like the
No, I
Russian
haven't
prison.
actually played it yet. I just downloaded it.
Gotcha. So if you die, to get back to your teammates to respawn, you have to go to a prison with everybody else that died, and then 1v1. And if you survive that 1v1, you get to come back to the game.
I gotcha.
Really cool.
Is that? I know there's 2 game modes. That sounds like a respawn. The respawn mode. Is that what that one is?
No, that's the main battle royale.
Really?
Yeah. And then if you die after that, your friends have to pay to get you back in. So you're never really out of it. I still don't quite know what I'm doing. The map's cool. I feel like it doesn't close in as fast. The vehicles, so far I've only seen a helicopter and a truck, which is no different from the last 2 battle royales they've had on mobile and Xbox One. Besides the gulag, I don't see anything too different. I'll have to play it more to get the vibe of it. But yeah, it's okay. There's not much weapon varieties either.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
The weapons kind of just all the same. Vehicles kind of all the same. Just Call of Duty over again.
Yeah. I gotcha. So that's all for you this week?
Yes. Yep, I think that's it.
What about gaming pickups? You get anything?
Yeah, I bought something, man. I guess let's start with, I bought 2 things. Are you ready to go back to 2012?
Yeah, I'm ready. That's where I was when I played Resistance, so.
Kickstarter. Is any of this coming to you yet?
I think that was too soon for Mighty Number 9, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it is that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Kickstarter. It's going to take the console world by storm. It's the new big thing. Indie games. The Ouya.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Thinking a game. Yeah, I would have thought of that.
I collect games, so that's why I wanted it. Just an odd time period. And,
yeah.
That was announced when I was a senior in high school, and I wanted one and never got one. So the server shut down recently.
That's what I thought, yeah.
So the bottom's falling out of them. So you can buy, I wanted the Kickstarter version for collectability reasons. So I bought the Kickstarter version, which like last year when I was looking at them were like over $100, I believe. I don't want to lie, I don't remember how much, but I picked it up for $30 shipped. That's how much they've died since the servers went off.
So it's just collectible, right? You can't even download anything now. It's not like new games are coming out. It's just literally nothing, right? It's all gone.
Yes, but I see people are able to hack them.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. With it being Android.
Mm-hmm. So I think I can put some indie games on it. But it's more for collectability reasons.
Yeah.
And then I bought something else.
What'd you buy?
Bought a launch edition Stadia.
Oh, my God.
And the reason I got it was I threw a bid on it and thought I wouldn't win. I bought the launch edition Stadia, which was over $120 if you pre-ordered, I think, right? And then that market jumped up to close to $200 after Google wouldn't let that colorway go anymore, just for pre-orders. And then, of course, now Stadia's flopped. So I picked up shipped. The guy he lost his ass on it for sure. Because he spent $20 getting it to my house. I bought it for $50, I think.
Not
shipped
bad.
to my house, yeah.
Is that with the controller?
Yeah, it's complete. It's 100% complete. It's only missing the trial.
Okay.
So I'll download the trial. I'll try it for a month.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it's a cool idea. I was hoping it would work on my work computer, but they've blocked the Stadia website.
Yeah.
How many people are actually on that at work? Like 0 people. I think the filter just grabs anything that says games. And
I'm sure. Yeah, I doubt they would even know what that is.
Yeah. So I got that. I literally bought both of those. What is that? $80 for both of those. And
yeah.
I wanted a Stadia anyways. And Ouya is just a weird little time piece.
Have you played Stadia at all?
I have not.
You got to when you do update us on here?
Mm-hmm.
I know people already done it, but
yeah, looking at comparisons and stuff, it's not that different.
Yeah,
the graphics kind of suck, but I'll try it out.
Okay.
Because it's perfect for me because I have an 8-year-old gaming computer that can't play modern stuff. So I wanted to try that out.
Yeah.
Just wanted to see what's like.
I gotcha.
Which 40, 80, what is that? 75% off that I bought it for?
Yeah, about
75% off? Yeah. So I'll try it for that.
I gotcha.
Month.
Anything else? Not that wasn't a lot, but
Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, I did, not gaming related, but I had a real nostalgia-filled moment where I was like, man, I miss, everyone always talks about Blockbuster,
uh-huh.
but I always thought Hollywood Video was way cooler.
Really?
Yeah.
I always like Blockbuster more, but there's a lot more of them around us, so
Yeah.
probably the reason.
Yeah, like in Canton area, there was all Hollywood Videos.
Oh.
It was rare to find out. So I bought a bunch of old VHSs, the cases and VHSs that are in them,
Uh-huh.
just because I like the way they look.
Yeah.
I picked up like 6 of them for $19 or something like that.
I gotcha.
Just goofing around
Yeah.
on eBay.
I hear
Don't
you.
recommend it because you buy stuff you don't need. Like your girlfriend's like, "Oh, why do we have 6 VHS tapes from Hollywood Video?"
And why do you spend $1,800 on hand sanitizer?
Yeah, but it was nostalgic holding those again.
Yeah.
And then when I was in high school, right before they went out of business, I really enjoyed their Game Craze.
Oh, yeah.
Or Game Crazy? Grain Craze.
Game Craze, I think.
Dude, those are really cool designs. And
Yeah.
because it was essentially GameStop, but for all generations. And they had chains up on the wall. And it was these long-haired guys.
Yeah.
And they'd play heavy metal when you're in there. Welcome to Game Craze. And that's where I got Halo Wars. I got a bunch of cool games from them. They had all generations. And that was a cool design. And I think those, if there had been more money put behind those, I think those really could have done something to GameStop.
Yeah.
Because they were awesome. Loved them.
I hear you.
And they didn't jam cards down your throat or magazines or pre-orders. It was just like, what's up, man?
Yeah.
You like games? I like games too. And that's how games or EB Games felt when I was a little kid. So I felt nostalgic being back in them. Whereas GameStop became. We'll get into GameStop, man. We could do that next if you want to.
Yeah, we could do that.
Did you pick up anything?
I did actually, which is weird. I keep having stuff because I told you I'm slimming down on it for now, at least. Especially with the virus going on, I don't want to be spending money. But for real, so I told you I ordered Lost via Domos the other week, and I was wondering why I hadn't gotten here yet. So I looked like midweek, and I looked at my Amazon account, and I never actually ordered it. I just made it up. I did go to order it, but I guess I didn't push it through, so I went ahead and did that. So it's on its way now. I feel like a fucking idiot, but I bought Fallout 76 for PS4, and I feel like a fucking idiot because I already bought that on Xbox One and haven't played it on there yet. So I bought a game that I already bought and haven't played yet. But it's for a fair reason. The first time I got it on Black Friday and it was only $10, and then I told James how I've been wanting to play it, but I don't want to play it unless other people are doing it because I feel like it's half the fun in that. And he said he got it on PS4 on sale. And then when I went and looked at the PSN store, it was full price. Well, it's $40, but it's full price in there now. And I was like, I can't do that. I already spent $10 on this game I haven't played. But I went on Amazon, and it was only $12 on PS4. And I had
physical?
Yeah. And free shipping. So, I haven't played it. I spent $22 on 2 versions of it instead of buying it $60 when it first came out. So that I don't care that much. And it gave me an excuse to play with him and play it the way I was hoping to be able to play that game. And then if anybody ever wants to play on Xbox One, or I maybe even sell it for more than $10 because it's not that high priced. So I know that game will be a commitment and kind of the opposite of backlog, but still, like I said, I want to play games no matter what they are if I'm excited to play them. And then I went ahead and bought Twin Breakers on Vita and PS4, the Sacred Symbols game.
Oh God, I forgot to tell you something.
The total came up to $69, which I thought was pretty nice.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Which version did you buy?
One of each, the Vita and PS4.
Physicals?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, buddy.
Didn't you do it?
Yes, I did. I forgot to add that in there because it hasn't been delivered yet, so I don't count it as a pickup.
I got a while.
I did it. I bought 2 of each.
Like 2 of each?
One to keep sealed, one to open.
Yeah.
And I'll probably buy it on digital too, honestly.
Did you see? I think you said something different. It wasn't on the podcast, so I'm not trying to correct you. I just thought you'd be excited. We talked after the podcast. Do you know if you buy digital, it's cross-buy? Because I think you were talking about buying on both of them.
Really?
Yeah, so physical isn't, so you do have to buy those, but digital, I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. I'll spend $10 and get both of them, and I can keep my copies sealed if I want, or open them up to get signed or whatever. So I'm going to buy a digital when it comes out since it's $10. I can play it on both and just figure out what I want to do with physical from there.
Because I love both of them, and the developer seems like a genuine guy. I was like, I'll splurge.
Yeah. You just did it again. That's why I had to stop for a second. You just, I'll splurge.
Oh, gee.
I feel like calling now, and I try and do it as a bit. It's just as soon as you say, what the hell?
Splurge.
But I feel like him when he just gets triggered by certain things. But no, I'm on board with that too. I told you, it's not like I really fucking need both those games, but especially cross-buy gives you both those. But yeah, I thought it'd be a cool collectible thing. I love supporting them, and so that's the only reason I was okay with doing it. But besides that, I downloaded Warzone. I haven't played it yet. And then I've never been a Final Fantasy guy, but this new one coming out, remake of 7, I actually thought it looked interesting, which I haven't felt about Final Fantasy forever, or ever really, actually, because I don't care about them. But I actually thought it looked pretty interesting, so I downloaded that on PS4, the demo. I haven't played it yet, though.
I see that.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's weird. I wouldn't expect you to do that.
Oh, me either. I played a lot of them. I can't say that they're not good or that I didn't like them because I was little, so I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but I played almost all of them and didn't like them, so I might end up hating it again. But at E3 when they showed it, I was like, man, I don't care about Final Fantasy, and I played bits of all of them and never felt attached, but this actually was kind of cool, and I've heard really good things about it, even if you haven't liked Final Fantasy. So I wanted to give it a chance, especially since it's a free demo, and it's not like I had to put money down for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're for.
Yeah.
Demos might as well.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, man. I'm trying to figure out which one I bought when I was a little kid. Because you just saying that, walk around, I don't know what the hell you're doing.
Uh-huh. That was all of them for me. There was one I liked, but I don't know how to describe it, and people say it's the worst one. But I think I probably liked it more because I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
They looked kind of more like childish. They looked like cartoon characters.
Would have been 9?
Maybe. And they looked all kind of small for some reason.
Like chibi?
Yeah.
Might be. Let me show you a photo of 9.
That was
trying to figure out which one. Sorry, that one?
Yeah.
That's it? 9?
Yeah, that was... I can't remember now, but I'm sure I still had no idea what I was doing. I feel like I probably just felt more attached because it felt more like a kid show or something. Where I was like, oh, these are cool. But the other ones, I played. I was like, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. My older brother just owned them, and that was his favorite series. So
really,
I always wanted to play them, but just never get into it, and too young to know what I was doing.
And those are big commitments too.
Yeah,
the amount of hours to put in those.
Yeah, I know Colin said on podcast how nobody should play without playing the original 7. That's just not gonna fucking happen for me, and I get where he's coming from because somebody said that about Halo. I'd be like, oh yeah, you gotta play the original, but I feel like it only does matter if you do have that connection. I feel like if you haven't played 7 or don't care, that won't mean anything to you to do that. I do get where he's coming from, that you can see the leap. I feel like that does make the difference, but I feel like if you don't have a connection to it, it's not gonna do anything for you.
I can feel it. I must have been 8. See, 2001, 8 or 9. Because I just looked at when it came out. I begged my parents for Final Fantasy X.
Uh-huh.
I was like, no, I have to get this, guys. So they dropped, was it $50 on games back then?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Target, finally. I was so upset. Because I got it, and I think the start area, you go up to a boat, and you start talking to this guy, and I was like, I have to read this? And I never played it again.
Yep.
Big waste of money.
Sounds about right.
So sad.
Are you interested in 7 at all? Or are you going to give it a chance, or you don't really care?
Historically, like, I get why people freaked out about it. I would probably be in the camp I wanted to play the original first.
Really?
I'd probably be in that camp. Just to see, because I hear it is different stories, and they follow different arcs, or whatever they call it. Different things happen. So I'd be curious to try it in that manner.
I feel like those games would not hold up at all either.
It's a bad generation for holding up.
I feel like it would
real bad.
Good. that was all for me, though, for pickups. Would you like to get into this Reggie news?
Sure.
So, Reggie Fils-Aimé, most people call him Reggie, was a former president of Nintendo of America.
In a way.
Yeah, and what did he leave, like a year and a half ago probably now he retired?
Wow.
Could be wrong, but actually it has to be close to that because he retired before E3, right? I think he officially did, but he said he's going to do E3, but he's already retired, if I remember right.
So. Was the Video Game Awards where he went out on stage? Was it E3 where they had like his little... Or was that just they released something online where he's like going through his office?
I can't remember now.
I can't either, yeah.
But I know since then he's been doing like different tours at colleges and doing talks about games. So I had a feeling he wasn't going to stay out of games. And it came out a couple days ago before all this nonsense broke out and everything was abandoned and we forgot about life. But
before the apocalypse.
They joined GameStop on the board of directors there. I know you said you have a lot of thoughts, so I can let you get into it first if you want.
Man, I got way too deep. Reggie never seemed to really left games.
Yeah.
The college thing, he actually became a resident at... Let me pull out my notes before I start talking.
Yeah, I thought I remembered that, but I didn't know that either. I just knew he was touring a lot, like doing things like that.
Reggie Fils-Aimé, appointed GameStop's board of directors. I got all my information from Wikipedia, and VentureBeat had a really good article on it. And GameStop's corporate governance. Isn't that official?
Mm-hmm.
It's like where they talk about their company for investors. Did you hear when he rebranded Nintendo, what they called it? The Regiolution?
Oh, my God.
You ever heard that term before?
I have heard that. I forgot they did that, though.
It's so great. So he started with Nintendo, and he was promoted around 2003. Because if you think about that, that's a stagnant time for Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nintendo 64 and the GameCube were successful, but not on par with where they were previously seen.
Oh, definitely.
And then he ushered in the Wii, which is considered one of the biggest consoles ever.
Sorry not to stop you there.
Oh, you're fine. Is the world over?
No, it's nothing to do with that. I was getting something ready to show you. You said how the 64 is successful. Have you ever looked into how fucking big of a failure that was?
Not really.
Because that's what, in my mind, that's all my friends had it. We loved it. But yeah, it was did horrendous for Nintendo. Like they thought it might be going under after that.
That's funny.
Yeah, so it was a massive failure, but somehow everybody had it. I don't really get it. But you can continue. I didn't want to interrupt you. I just wanted to bring that up.
That's funny, man. I would like to look at the figures. That's hilarious. Because, like you said, everybody had that.
Yeah, I don't get it. And everybody had good views on it. It wasn't like one of the things everybody had. And like, yeah, I don't know what the hell is shit. And even now, people are like, yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where it went wrong.
Exactly. When people that don't play games like look at my collection, or people helping us move, like, I only know the N64 Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like,
it wasn't like Stadia. It wasn't like it was an absolute failure. But in terms of Nintendo, yeah, it was pretty low.
mm-hmm.
You can continue. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, you're fine, buddy. But then I think the Wii U was kind of a dud, but I don't think that was his fault. And granted, you could say like NOJ, Nintendo of Japan, is kind of the ones in control, not really him on those types of things. And Nintendo DS, those are pretty big stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Part of me wonders, what you think. Do you think this is a publicity stunt on GameStop's,
just
like publicity stunt for GameStop?
You mean that's all the only reason they hired him?
No, but I feel like that was probably, say, 85% of it.
Really think that high? I'm sure. Yeah, they would. I don't know. I feel like it was probably an added bonus. Like if they didn't think he was equipped or could help, I don't think they would hire him. So I feel like they do think he can. But I feel like they're it's an added bonus that everybody's gonna have good thoughts instead of fucking hate us now.
Because the only reason I think about it is maybe a few months ago before Christmas, the movie Big Short. The guy the character is it Christian Bale?
Yeah.
His character, the real life guy, was like, guys, listen, invest in GameStop. He came out and said that, and he put a bunch of money into them because he thinks they're gonna bounce back like the real estate did.
Mm-hmm.
So part of me is thinking, did GameStop give him some money to say that, to help out? So then I kind of feel like, did they hire Reggie to also do that? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's definitely got a mind for marketing, which I think is what GameStop needs.
Mm-hmm.
He has his part of his business mind is to incorporate the youth and the older crowd into games. I think he did that so well with Nintendo.
Oh, yeah, the Wii. Every grandma and every little kid had it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he could do that. Play both demographics for the industry, for GameStop. Now I feel like Biden again. But did you also see more people join the board with him? It was this guy, Bill Simon, and J.K. can't even pronounce his last name. Simon has worked over 30 years and blah, blah, blah. And the other guy was the president and chief executive of PetSmart.
Oh, okay.
It was a weird one.
Yeah.
But I think even bigger news is it looks like GameStop ushered out the people they're replacing, or people that's been there since the beginning.
Oh, really?
Very beginning. Because the Dan D'Amato, which I think is an important one, I can't pronounce his last name. Gerald, another crazy last name. Larry, had another crazy last name. And Steve Koonin. What is it like a requirement at GameStop? Like you need a normal first name, Reggie, and then you need a real crazy last name, and then you can work it. Yeah. And most of these guys seem they were there from the beginning. I mean, there's some of those guys are there like maybe after the 2000s. But you remember GameStop's a pretty young company, so even early 2000s is pretty early on. Something else that people think he might be the savior for GameStop, but board of directors, they're kind of there for input. They really don't have control. They could say, hey, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, this is a good idea. We think you should do this. They kind of represent the investors and appoint the CEO. So, and it looks like Reggie's going to take the top spot on the board of directors. I forget the title, whatever that's called. So maybe that'll be a good sign. But I also worry he could be spread thin with him being a resident for that college, and he works for some sort of video game foundation in New York. It's called the New York Video Games Critics Circle, and he's got a resident at Cornell. So
that was it.
He could be spread pretty thin.
Place. Yeah.
What do you think GameStop stocks were at the beginning of this generation?
At the beginning of the generation?
It's like 2013.
Oh, last year probably really bad because the Xbox, Xbox One probably fucking destroyed it with them saying they're gonna do all digital, right?
Well, not at the beginning of the generation. They said it wasn't a huge push on digital first, was it?
Yeah, when they announced it, they said that was a big outlet. So it was gonna be you had to be all online, remember? And
and the television push, the VHS look.
Yeah,
I do remember that now.
Yeah, and I know GameStop was freaking out because we have to sell your games, and it's not happening. So was it? Should be horrendous.
It was at $56, which is not too bad. I don't know what it was like at before.
Mm-hmm.
I know 2005 would have been right around $15, so I mean it was high. The start of the generation was at $56, and they're currently at, I don't know what they're currently at, but as a few days ago they were at $370. So they have totally fallen apart. Now the oldest board member was not there since the beginning. The oldest one's from like 2005, one guy, and everybody else seems to be from 2012 up. And they hired a bunch of people last year too. So they have a lot of young, fresh people on the board of directors. And so I think they're trying to rebranding, and I really think they are trying to turn stuff around and figure out the best way to move forward. I think their biggest issue is physical media is dying.
Yeah.
And video games was the last one on the chopping block. They always said it was going to be next. First you had your CDs, like when we were kids, with Napster and LimeWire. And then rental stores. Yep, rental stores. And then video games will always last because they're huge gigabytes and you can't really download them on some of the older consoles. And now you can. So I think it's just I don't think there's anything you could do to save it. You might be able to stay some way, in some manner, but I don't think there's no way to save GameStop. So the main guy that stepped down was Dan D'Amato or whatever. He started with Software Etc. His first company, so he was pre GameStop, and he was kind of seen as like the ushering of GameStop coming in. And then, just to put in perspective of how old these guys are, do you remember Gadzooks?
Don't think so.
The clothing store?
No.
It was just like a very 90s store.
Okay.
I remember my sister talking about it. Here's another gentleman that stepped down, and then another guy from, the last guy was from Books A Million? Barnes & Noble.
Oh.
Which one did GameStop kind of have a partnership with?
Yes, Barnes & Noble. I'm not sure, though.
Yeah, Barnes & Noble. It was Barnes & Noble where Barnes & Noble actually owned a portion of them for a while.
Oh, I didn't know that, but that makes more sense.
Yeah. So I think GameStop has definitely got out the chopping block of the people from the early 2000s and the 90s that brought in the company. And Gadzooks is kind of seen as one of those funny companies that went out quick.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think they're definitely trying. I think they're doing the right things to maybe save GameStop, but the normies, as I call them, people that don't put stuff on a shelf like an idiot like myself, they don't want to go to GameStop. They can just buy it online. Why do they have to go to your store, your physical store? And I don't think that's good for the industry either, because a big part of going to GameStop is maybe you go for one game, but then you're like, well, what the hell's this game?
Yeah.
So peripherals, things like that could be sold at GameStop. And I think there was just too much focus on the pop figures, and they kind of lost their way with all of the how many like Power Ranger lanyards and statues can you sell? I feel bad for them, man. I don't know what you can do to save it. I know people hate on GameStop. They're like, "Oh, we'll give you $350 for all your stores," and the memes and stuff. I've always had a good view of GameStop. I always enjoyed going to GameStop. It's a fun store, and if they go away, I don't know what to do. I mean, we live in a big enough city that there's plenty of mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
But I don't know. How do you feel? If GameStop went out of business, would you?
I'd definitely be sad. I'm kind of in the middle on a lot of this. I definitely do think some of their practices are ridiculous and easy to make fun of for fair reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I still love it, and I don't want it to go away. And like I said, I'm kind of in the middle on that as well. I like physical, but digital is so easy and so convenient. But I don't want physical just to go away. But that's part of the issue and why you're probably right that it's just a matter of time. Because even with me, somebody that still likes physical and not like, no, I don't want anything cluttering up anything. It's just more convenient sometimes to do digital. Even with me, I still go to the habit of not doing physical now. And even I love going to GameStop, but I told you, and 90% of the time I go there because I like being in the game store and looking around.
Is your neighbor peeing?
I think it's the virus. Oh, no, it was raining really hard. Probably the pipes draining.
I know you have really thin walls.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not that thin. I think just the angle from...
Yeah.
I swear I thought your neighbors were peeing. We heard water dripping.
Yeah, like even for me, somebody that doesn't hate on physical and would like to have it, I go into GameStop 90% of the time and just love being in a store and looking around and don't actually buy anything, which is the exact opposite of what they want. And like you said, that's usually when you go and they're, oh, I get this game. Oh, shit, I need this and this. And that's why I do all the tactics that I don't like and a lot of people make fun of, because that's how they make more sales, getting pre-orders and everything. So I get why they do it. I don't think it's as doom as gloom, even though I think it is probably a matter of time. I think there is a possibility of it coming back up, especially with them trying these new things, like making them into, I don't want to say esports, but like those kind of things. Like for us in Central Ohio, Game Arena is a big thing.
Yeah.
And you've seen some of their stores are trying to rebrand like that.
Have your birthday party there?
Yeah, which is always weird at GameStop. I told you how some of ours did local tournaments, and they were fucking huge just for no advertising. There's tons of people there. And I always thought it was weird they didn't focus more on that. And Call of Duty's coming out. Here's a big tournament that you can play before it comes out or even after it comes out or whatever. So I feel like there is.
Or you're waiting until midnight for the game to come out. You play the old one.
Yeah, exactly. They did that with Halo 3, and it was fucking awesome, and everybody was there. Everybody was playing Halo 2 before that. And I do feel like Reggie is the perfect person. Like, kind of like GameStop, everybody, including me, and I love Nintendo. It's so easy to make fun of Nintendo and talk about these decisions that are so fucking weird and don't make any sense. But the thing that's undeniable is how much money they make and how good they are with their money. And more so than Microsoft or Sony. So I feel like he's a perfect person. But like you said, I don't know how much control he has. I feel like it'd be different if he had the same title he did as Nintendo, because he'd be like the overseer. But it's hard to tell how much input he can have or control being there. And I feel like if he's on board of directors and he's the highest up, it'd be a very funny title to call him the director of board of directors. It'd be really dumb.
That'd be great. I mean, technically, he would have been in the CEO role, so he would be higher than what he was at Nintendo,
Yeah.
but he still does not have
Yeah.
that same power. It's weird to think about, but I think you're right. I don't think he has enough power to do anything.
Yeah.
And I think to do some of these remodels that they want to do, because we've seen the GameStops they've have remodeled to what they want. It's gonna be a lot of money to switch those stores around.
Yeah.
If it doesn't increase your money, you're done. If you invest too much in that and it does nothing for you. But what kid nowadays that would still be having birthday parties at places would want to go to GameStop?
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years ago that would have been a different story.
Yeah.
Or when I was in school, I would have done some crazy stuff to have my birthday party, EB Games or Software Etc. or GameStop.
Yeah.
That would have been nuts. I think it's just too late.
Yeah.
I think that's past. I don't think you can have birthday parties there.
So did you ever realize that, I probably should have, that Reggie is not his name, like that's shortened of what his real name is?
That makes sense.
Do you know what his real name would be then?
Reginald?
Yes. I had it queued up here. I'll just do it anyways because it sounds so gross. Wait for it.
Reginald.
Reginald Fils-Aimé. I can see why he shortened it to Reggie. I don't know why I never processed that would not obviously be his real name, but I didn't, and I saw that article I was reading, and for some reason that's what stuck out to me, not the actual important news.
Reginald. Reginald Fils-Aimé.
Anything else on that topic?
I think that's it, man.
We'll obviously keep up on it. Like I said, I feel like we both, we have kind of different views on it, want the same thing. We don't want it to go away. I think a lot of people that make fun of GameStop, even though, like I said, I don't agree with it. I do make fun of it. I don't want it to go away. I feel like people are all about digital, can't wait for GameStop to go away, but I'm not in that boat. I just don't think I'm on the complete other side, but I don't want it to go away for sure.
For sure. And Game Informer.
Yeah.
I think they could survive
struggles
afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't know in what manner.
Yeah.
They might have to do some weird stuff because like Xbox Magazine and Retro Magazine, they've gone to like England. I ordered my Xbox Magazine from England. I don't know if there's probably a U.S. version, but I think they're mainly headquartered in England. I don't know if it's just because print media is a lie or I don't know. It's weird. Physical media is dying, and I hate it. I love it.
Yeah. Even the Columbus Dispatch is printed in Indianapolis now.
Really?
Yeah. They printed here for like 107 years, so it's a big deal when it left this year.
When did that happen?
The announcement or the contract, whatever you want to call it, I think it was like a year ago, but it went into effect a few months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one of those machines?
Yeah. They're fucking awesome.
And the thing is I watched a documentary on the... What's the big New Yorker? Is it not New Yorker? What's the big New York...
New York Times?
Maybe it's New York Times. The guys on that work that thing, they're old enough now they have to retire, but nobody wants to get in that industry. It's dead.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And these machines are huge and complicated, and that's so weird, dude.
Yeah.
It's just dead, man. It's dying, and there's nothing you can do to save it. You can think of all the little cheap, little chintzy things to do. I would love to see the breakdown of GameStop's online sales versus there's in-store sales. And maybe they go that route. A lot of the mall staples went that route.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's sad.
Yeah. The other news, did you see NFL 2K is coming back?
No.
Because the Madden's had locked down for whatever, like a decade now, so there hasn't been anything that's allowed to be NFL licensed. And they're still not allowed to do simulation NFL, but they're allowed to do all the branding. They're allowed to have all the branding, the team names, everything. They're just not allowed to do simulation. So a lot of people are complaining because they like to hate on Madden, but everybody fucking buys it, millions of copies every time, so they don't learn their lesson.
Yeah.
I do think there is issues with Madden, but I think it will also be realistic that they maybe could do some things better and maybe slack some, but you probably seen, they literally have like a 4 to 5 month development cycle. Everybody's know they have a year, but by the time they have to work on a new one before and then can move on, they literally have 4 or 5 months to work on it. And obviously you have to change all the players and do all that kind of stuff. So by the time you have time, that's why they take like 2 features and change them out and put them back in, because that's literally what they have time to do before the next one comes out. And it would be nice if they could do it and just be a subscription thing, but that's not going to happen when everybody keeps buying millions. So everybody's mad that this isn't a simulation because they said 2K would fix it because they could make it better. I do think it could make some things better, but like I said, I feel like a lot of that's just hating on Madden because it's cool to hate on Madden.
Yeah.
And I would actually prefer not to have that. It would be cool to have competition so they could compete with each other so Madden can't slack. But like I said, I feel like truly a lot of that isn't them slacking. I feel like a lot of it they really can't help. And I would rather have something like that a non-simulation thing, and bring back something like NBA Street or Blitz.
Oh, because this would be more cartoony.
Yeah, so that's what they're going to have to do, is they're not allowed to do simulations. So it has to be like over the top or really action or something like that. It has to be something ridiculous, which, like I said, I prefer that. We already have a simulation football game. I don't know why people want the same thing. Like I said, I get from that perspective that competition's good, but I feel like it's only going to do so much to change each other.
Yeah, because I feel like the market someone's only going to buy one.
Yeah.
If they're both simulation. You're going to choose one, and it's whatever the mainstream says is going to be the successful one. You see that with RBI. PES, is that what it's called? PES? The soccer, the FIFA clone. Is it PES?
I don't think that's right. I know what you're talking about, but it doesn't sound right.
I forget what it's called. But nobody gets those.
Yeah, what Pro Evolution Soccer, so I guess it'd be PES, yeah.
Okay, Pro Evolution Soccer. So I think the market, there's only room for one simulation. But I agree, man. They at least need to get 2 teams working.
Yeah.
Like Forza.
Yeah.
Where you could have time to work on stuff. Subscription base would be cool, but they're not going to make as much money, I don't think, on that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Cartoony doesn't sound interesting to me, though. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, they could do realistic graphics, I think. I don't think they're allowed to do a simulation of football, so it could be really good graphics, but I think it has to be, like, over-the-top, like, ridiculous tackling or speed boost or fire or, like, ridiculous stuff that is not simulation.
So, like, Street, like you said.
Yeah, which I miss those kind of games. There's not just ridiculous things anymore.
Alley-oop.
Yeah, So.
Or backyard, any of the backyard games.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
The only other news, well, there's a lot of news, but we're going to cover everything on here, obviously. Do you see Ghost of Tsushima is coming out on June 26th?
I did.
PS4. I really thought that was going to be one of those games that was a PS5, and they just ignored it till then. Especially, I really hope that E3 thing wasn't just some E3 bullshit. That's one of the reasons I believed it was PS5. That demo looked so crazy. I don't know if you remember it, and just looked too good to be true, but I don't know if it is a E3 thing where it's too good to be true, or maybe it's a segment they had and the rest of the game is going to live up to that.
Now, there are other game that's similar. Neo, doesn't that come out soon? Or it did?
I think it already did, yeah.
That's pretty close for kind of similar games.
Yeah, I think the reason I'm interested in this one more is Sucker Punch. I don't know if you ever played Infamous, but I fucking love those games. So that gives me a lot of hope for this game. And like I said, the E3 demo just looked fucking nuts to me.
It just sounds cool.
Yeah.
Japanese samurai killing Chinese invaders.
Yeah.
Slicing them down. Just beautiful too, that grass blowing, and just you feel like you could be there. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Did you see the collector's edition?
I saw it, but I don't remember what it was.
I'm trying to remember what it was too. I hate my OCD because I'm like, I need to buy it.
Yeah.
It's going to sell out. I definitely want it.
Yeah.
It looks good. But I have so many... Excuse me. I have so many PS4 games I need to play.
I know. Yeah, I don't know if I'll get it right away. I was just more kind of surprised because I didn't believe it for a second it was coming out that soon. Because what they showed at E3 looked really impressive, but it seemed too good to be true, so it seemed like one of those things that the game's actually not going to look like that, or it was one segment they had done and the rest of the game wasn't close to being done. But we'll see if it actually comes out then with all the nonsense going on. I don't know what's going to end up happening with games. And The Last of Us, that comes out here real soon.
Yep.
I would be shocked if that game came out in time, especially being about a virus and infection.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens.
I think it's kind of funny. Division just had that price cut, and then the new DLC. What else is going on?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, guys, go get Division and go practice.
Uh-huh.
That's next week, okay?
So, let's see. We actually had a couple people we know, of course, but do you see a couple people commenting about the movies they wanted?
No.
Yeah, so...
When did this happen?
Today for both of them.
Oh, I was going to say, because that wasn't on there.
Oh. So Peter said his 5 games. Well, he said, hey, I didn't listen, but my top 5 video games I want to see adapted into movies are as follows, which I was going to tell him he needs to listen to this in the next one, but he probably won't hear this, so I guess it doesn't matter if I tell him. He said Zelda 2, The Legend of Link, Pong, which I don't know if that's a joke, Bejeweled, which I don't know if that's a joke, Flappy Bird, which I don't know if that's a joke, and The Sims, which also I don't know if that's a joke because that just sounds like a sitcom for The Sims.
Hasn't that always been a thing? Sims? People always joked about the Sims movie?
Yeah.
Like a meme or something? Yeah, he was definitely memeing.
I feel like Zelda is only a real one there, but I feel like the fact they said 2 is a weird distinction, so I don't know if even that one's true. I feel like Zelda could be cool, like given, I'm sure you remember the IGN one that was a...
Dude, they got me with that one.
Yeah, me too. That looked so fucking good. And
trailer was legit.
Yeah. So if they did it right, I think that could be good. I don't know what the fuck...
2006?
Probably now, yeah. I don't know what the fuck Pong would be. I don't know what Bejeweled would be. Flappy Bird would be dumb as shit. The Sims will be like every movie ever.
Now, if you took the Tetris approach... And
yeah.
I would love to see a documentary on Flappy Bird because that guy getting in trouble for using the Mario background and he kind of
taking off the store.
Yeah, and he just was kind of like, I'm just going to make a game and see what happens. And it blew up and became a massive, successful game.
Yeah.
Had many clones.
James said his top 5 would be the Mass Effect trilogy, so in line with us. Kingdom Hearts, which...
Boo.
I feel like that actually would be really interesting, but I don't know if Disney would ever let that fly. They do it for a game for some reason, which is weird to me.
I boo it, but I've never played any of those.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool series.
Yeah. No, definitely.
I think he's onto something there. Anime or something like that. You get a bunch of those anime people in there.
Kingdom Hearts, I think I told you, is one of those games for me like Final Fantasy. Even more so because I was fucking jacked to get it as a kid. It was Disney, everything combined. Did I tell you when I got it the first time? And
no.
Yeah, I was so excited, and I played it probably 7 hours, and I was on the first part of the game the entire time, just ran around the beach, which is literally the opening scene, and I didn't know what the fuck. I played that game 7 hours and didn't make one bit of progress.
You didn't know what you're doing, or you were just
I just didn't know. I just didn't know. So I got mad and never played it, and then that's why recently I bought all of them and started playing them, and I haven't played enough to really judge it too much. I'm having fun with it. There's issues. It's dated because I'm starting from the first one, but
on
PS4. Well, they did a remaster collection, so I'm playing them on PS4. Yeah.
See, I can't keep up with those remasters.
Oh, I know.
X plus 2,
1.5. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mock it too. It's fucking nonsense. But I haven't really played enough to give a lot of feedback. He said Crash Bandicoot, which I think could be a hilarious movie if they did it right.
Oh, for sure.
Make him really over the top.
But I don't think you'll ever see it again after Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, sadly.
Because they were doing Sly Cooper after that.
Yeah, which would have been cool, and Ratchet and Clank was good and was hinting at the next one, which would have been cool, and just abandoned it. He said Spyro the Dragon, which is another one I feel like could easily be like a Pixar kind of movie. Or we kept saying Pixar last time. I know you won't be a fan of this, but I feel like Illumination is as far as visuals is top notch as well for these and has a kid style down.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was just fucking just way to get memed on, but when Mario announced they were teaming up with them, I thought that was fucking awesome and a perfect combo to have Mario and Illumination.
For sure, because Peter also told me in private when our first comment was that he thought Illumination would be good for these movies too, but
really?
they would make too many of them. They would.
Yeah.
I think if Sony turned over their properties to Illumination,
Yeah.
maybe do where you have all of your PlayStation characters in one, like a Wreck-It Ralph style.
Like Battle Royale. Well, now you can't say Battle Royale. All Stars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now it's fucking weird that game was hated on, made fun of, and it was the first actual. It wasn't a Battle Royale, but it was called Battle Royale. And now all these games are just known as Battle Royale, like to the point where, understandably, you had no idea what I was talking about.
I was like, you threw me off for a second. I was like, what?
But people used to mock that name when it came out, and now it's the go-to for the biggest fucking mode there is in gaming.
It's funny.
And then the last one he said, I think we said it, Fallout. Is still. Oh no. Oh, I thought you were frozen. That was fucking weird.
Oh no. No, Fallout would be great.
Yeah.
I'd want to see someone like HBO do it though. Someone put real money behind it.
Yeah,
and
that'd be
glory.
Yeah. One, I know I had a shitload of honorable mentions, but I forgot one. The Darkness. I don't know if you ever played that game. Yeah. It was so fucking cool. And The Darkness 2 was good, but I don't think as good. Did you play both of them?
Yeah.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. You know who'd be a good person to play him?
Tommy Wiseau?
No, that would make sense. Keanu.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be right up his alley.
Yeah, I know that was originally a graphic novel. I'm actually curious to read that. I feel like, I don't know if it'd be good or not. But, so I guess it would be one of those things of what's it based off of. But that world was so cool and so fucking dark that I'd really love to see it in movies.
Yeah.
You okay?
Darkness. I was trying to make a pun there because you said so dark.
You beat both those games?
First one, yes. Second one, I don't think I got that far into it.
I gotcha.
Or I might have beaten it.
I think that's why the first one's better. It was linear, and the second one did the thing where it had to have an open world and try and do more, which kind of like the realistic Call of Duty thing. People just get so attached to what's hot that they can't get away from stuff. Open world was cool in these games because it was so different from just playing every game. But now people cycle so far that everything has to be open world, and you get to the point where everybody has their mindset if something's open, if not open world, then something's wrong with it because they don't have enough content.
Yeah.
But you pay attention, most of these things are littered with all this content, but is not meaningful at all and just distracting and take more time, which I get why developers do that because that's why it became a thing. So people play them longer so they don't trade them in and keep their games. But I feel like it's really backfiring as far as playing games because you're not doing 90% of the time that shit's not meaningful or adding to it. It's just making you take longer to play the main part of the game, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because I feel like Darkness 2 probably would have even been better, but it was just so distracting to all those things to take you away from it. And that's before open world even exploded like it is now. But it was too much. I should have put the names down. I knew I wouldn't remember. The Last of Us show, did you see they are using the writers from The Last of Us, which is nice, I hope. But they're also the lead writer, maybe director from
Chernobyl.
Yeah, that's perfect. I haven't watched that show, but what's that?
Kind of links back to the other episodes. Borderlands.
Oh, that's him?
That's him.
Yeah,
that's the boy.
All connect perfectly. And they, Neil Druckmann, director of The Last of Us, like the game.
Craig Mason. Masson? Is that how you say his name? Craig Masson?
Is that the guy's name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see Neil Druckmann said that the composer for The Last of Us will be the same on the movie?
Really?
The music in that game's fucking
TV show,
amazing.
Right?
Yeah, I think said movie.
Okay.
Yeah, TV show. So
I hope the TV show starts before you see the
that'd be cool.
World fall apart.
But we did that thing because a lot of people hate on game movies, but I do feel like that's the biggest realistic fault they have. They put these movies in hands of people, or games in the hands of people that just want to make money for movies and don't know anything about games. So I feel like that's what gave me more hope. With even though this Uncharted thing's ridiculous, how long it's dragged on and everything, that they're putting people in these positions that know about games or care about games. And even if not all of them are, they're combining them with people that know about games and giving it to like top producers or directors, which I feel like is a really smart way of doing it.
No, most definitely. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
Did you know what he did before Chernobyl? I think we talked about it a little bit on when we talked about Borderlands. I'm doing Borderlands.
Oh, I remember us saying it, but I can't remember now.
We might have said it in the last episode or talked in private, but before he wrote and produced Chernobyl, he wrote Identity Thief.
Oh, okay.
Melissa McCarthy
movie.
The Hangover Part 2, Hangover Part 3, Huntsman Winter's War, which me and Renee's first date.
Oh, yeah?
Superhero movie.
So just
some like subpar comedies.
I would argue some really good ones in there too, but
yeah, the Hangover ones aren't bad, but they don't compare to that first one.
I think the second one's actually, I don't like it. I think it's just okay at best. But I thought the third one brought it back a lot. I thought it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially what's his fucking name? I was gonna say Jeff Goldblum. That's not it.
Zach Galifianakis?
No. John Goodman in the third one.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he's really good in that. That was really funny. So before we jump off of movies, I was looking up, since we talked so much about this, I saw some documentaries and shit that I didn't notice. Do you remember the video game? I think it's called Video Games the Movie. That documentary that really good. I think it's still on Netflix. I told you I really liked it, but the one thing I didn't like, you could tell how fast they ran through it because they were on a limited time. Mm-hmm. And also I feel like they had a constraint too. I told you that I feel like you have to market it not just at gamers. You have to open up to a wider audience, which I think is good, but also definitely hampers it. Did you know he made a series, I don't know how many episodes or whatever you want to call it, a documentary like that, but a way deeper dive and way longer? It's called Unlocked the World of Video Games Revealed. I fucking followed it, the account on Twitter. It came out in 2016, so it's old now. I followed the account because I knew him and I liked that movie, and I was like, oh, he's doing something else. And somehow it just came back up now. This is what actually got me started. I scrolled across it. Somebody retweeted. I was like, what's that? I'm like, wait, I'm following this. What is this? And it's already out in 2016.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I'm trying to order it right now. It's giving me an error every time I go to order it. I've emailed them, and they actually emailed me right back, and have emailed me like 3 times since then, trying to get to fix.
Really?
So that's
also good of them.
Yeah, that also makes me more inclined to buy it. That they're paying that close attention and responding, helping out. Did you see? I feel like you'd fucking love it. I saw on IGN the new documentary. It's on Prime called "Not for Resale," a video game store documentary.
Oh, that's funny. I followed those guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I followed. Oh gosh, I gotta look this up now. It's gonna bug me. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I can talk for a second since you're doing that.
Yeah, go for it.
I thought you'd love that, and kind of fits into how we don't want physical to completely go away. And a lot of the interviews they were having were the same things. They were talking about how it's not just a store; it's what brings people together and the stories you have. Which, like I said, that's literally why I can go into GameStop 90% of the time and not buy something, because it's kind of just a connection and being there and everything.
Oh yeah. And
I don't know if you saw a trailer. That's what drew me in. They interviewed Greg Miller, and he was at PAX, and you could see the PAX thing behind him. That's all so weird to me. But it's on Prime. I don't think it's free, but it's on Prime where you can buy it for like $5.
Really?
But it's actually
I didn't know it was IGN thing.
I think they put out the trailer. I don't think it is IGN. I think they posted it.
Gotcha.
But it's on
the director. I'm either friends with him on Facebook or follow his public profile.
Yeah. But it's on Blu-ray on Amazon for $25, and I'm actually gonna buy that. Hopefully it doesn't suck, because I can get it for $5. But that's one of those things that I don't want to spend $5 and then go, oh, that was really good, I need to buy it. I'd rather just support something like that. That's kind of what we talked about. If you don't support this stuff, then you can't complain that's not happening.
Yeah.
Same with the Unlocked thing. You can rent that or buy it digitally, but I'd rather just own that, and it's cool to own stuff like that might not be around forever.
For sure, man. And that stuff's it's funny you mentioned that. I just bought Game Chasers on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah.
I got some like the original ones on DVD, and then they did a Blu-ray collection on Indiegogo to get all
nice.
And they put in hidden episodes, and then yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. Unlocked, it's only $20. It's free shipping, and you get a booklet and like a ton of collector stuff with it for only $20. It's on their website on that one. They do have it on Amazon, but it's just digital for that. And I liked video game movies so much, and when that came out, I was tweeting at the director of that, and he tweeted back and everything. Not that it's a big deal. It's just I think it's cool when people do that. Like I said, emailing right back and everything. So that makes me more excited to do it. And then, did you ever hear of one called The Lost Arcade?
The Last Arcade?
I put The Lost. Is it The Last?
I think it's
in
The
New
Last.
York. Is that?
I think it's The Last. It's about the
it is
Asian
The
guy.
Last. Yeah, because that makes sense. Because the last one there.
Great documentary. I love that.
Oh, you've seen it? I was gonna say it looked right up your alley, and I wanted to see it, but I haven't looked how to find it yet. If it's on streaming
Prime.
or buying. Oh, is it?
It's where I watched it maybe 8 months ago, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, it seemed right up your alley. I know I wasn't a big fan of the first one. I want to watch it again. I know you loved it, but then you said you saw a lot of my points, and you weren't as big a fan of the indie movie. Did you ever watch the second one?
No.
I wanted to watch it, and I want to give the first one a chance again, but like I said, I feel like I still had a lot of those views that it was interesting, but at the same time, I feel like they were just so indie that they were hating on everything that was big to where they were doing a reverse of what they wanted. They're like, everybody hates our games. They just pay attention to Call of Duty and Halo and these big games, but then just shit on the games and just say how you should pay attention to their games, which is exactly what they don't want you to do with the big games. I'm perfectly fine with indie games, but I feel like there's a audience for all kinds of shit, not just has to be indie, has to be AAA.
Most definitely.
And a lot of people just came off real smug and annoying in it to me.
Really? McMillan, is that his name? When I met him at PAX, remember that? Oh my gosh. This is
Is it Meat Boy?
Yeah, the Team Meat. He's on
Yeah.
Team Meat. Let me look up the members. Team Meat members. Oh, you should look up another one too if you're like looking at documentaries. They filmed some of it over in Hilliard too at that game store. Was the NES Pursuit.
Oh, okay.
Where this guy was trying to complete an NES collection 100% without using the internet. And I actually added him on Facebook, Gia Bartlett, and then I kickstarted his next one where he's doing it on action figures. You should look the NES Pursuit up. It's interesting.
Okay.
And like one of the first scenes is over here in Hilliard at that game, one of the mom and pop shops. But yeah, you should check that one's on Amazon for free.
Okay.
If you have Prime. Oh my gosh, this is gonna bug me now. Is it Tommy? Tommy McMillan? Let's type this in, see what comes up. Cause I could see where you're coming from. That he seemed. Oh no, I can't pronounce his last name. Tommy Refines, whatever. But he was really nice at PAX.
Right.
The movie he looked a little bitter. And then the other guy.
I know one of, can I tell you one of the main ones I hate? Maybe it'll come up. Phil Fish.
Oh, dude, Phil Fish was terrible. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fez.
Yeah, that guy. He always rubbed me the wrong way.
Do you ever see his Twitter?
Yeah.
A pile of shit. His Twitter's a pile of shit. I don't mean to insult him, but he's got some stuff going on.
Yeah.
And he was really smug too. I could see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But what's his name from Team Meat though? God damn it! Why am I forgetting his name? I forget his name. See, it's gonna bog me now. I gotta look it up. He seemed really nice though. The dark-haired guy. There was a kid in my high school that made games, and he actually became friends with him before that movie came out.
Oh, really?
Before he was even working on Team Meat, when he's making Flash games.
Mm-hmm.
That kid was not that nice. Because he made games, and I was in 9th grade. He was like a junior, and I was like, man, I want to be friends with him. He makes games, and he makes like successful games. He was not very nice to me. He actually kind of bullied me a little bit when I tried to talk to him, but that's high school.
Yeah.
What the hell? Team Meat. Did you like both guys from Team Meat? I felt like they were nice guys.
I didn't dislike them. There was a few comments I thought were annoying, but that's why I was trying. It was kind of a battle because I thought it was interesting, but at the same time, just kind of getting annoyed of a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also why I want to watch it again. It's been a while, like that song, and also I was obviously younger. Not that to one of those guys. Yeah, just different view, but obviously things can change.
Edmund McMillan.
Oh yeah.
I think they've split up since then, though.
Oh, have they? I haven't heard anything from them for a long time, so that makes sense.
Well, The End Is Nigh and Binding of Isaac.
Oh yeah, that was them. Yeah.
It's kind of weird to think, man. Just you got like 4 guys and you've made 3 huge games. You're kind of set, bro.
Oh, yeah, definitely. As long as you're smart.
Yeah, I think you could retire.
Yeah. Anything else in the movies?
Well, besides Game Chasers, I picked up Uncut Gems and Parasite. 2 movies I missed last year I wanted to watch.
I gotcha.
And then 1917 I want to pick up eventually.
Yeah.
If we're talking movies, Blu-rays. But we'll see. I kind of want to wait and get 1917 on 4K. That sounds really good.
I gotcha.
But yeah, that's my movie pickups.
Okay. So we went all out of order with, I feel like this virus just messing with us, man. But do you have any corrections from last week?
No.
No.
That first episode, man, I was just talking out my ass.
I had some. Not that it's a real correction. I just I forgot when we were talking about TV shows. The past couple of times you've asked what I've watched. I've watched the regular show multiple times. I don't think I've said that. Not a correction. I just forgot. And
I think you said it.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, I think so.
I maybe I'm just going Joe Biden.
With Danielle?
Yep. See, I'm just going Joe Biden. But that was something I was going to talk about at the beginning of the episode, and hopefully get better at this episode. I told you when I first started this that I was maybe going to do something on my own because I feel like I don't get my point across very well, and I stumble over my words, and I feel like even when I was saying that, it didn't make much sense because I just so bad at articulating and putting words together, and I just kind of default to be like, oh yeah, it's dumb, even though I have a way bigger vocabulary. I feel like I just default to the easiest things, but I feel like that's something I could definitely get better at. That I have all these thoughts in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, I can know exactly what I say, and then we go on here, and I'm just like, and just say nonsense. I'm like, oh shit, I know exactly what I want to say. Why didn't I say that? Or like I said, I know things and correct it or whatever, or just don't. If I'm confident about something, I'm not like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think that's it, even though I know it's it. It's just kind of a weird thing that happens for some reason.
I think you're not giving yourself enough credit.
This is how we end every episode. Well, I appreciate it.
I think you're doing beautiful.
I think you're beautiful.
Thank you.
A Quiet Place, I looked it up. We were debating the ending, remember?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Don't listen.
I feel like it is closer to what I said. It's not identical. So she does figure out how to kill him by making that girl scream and shooting him at the same time, you know? That's what kills him is the noise of the pitch, remember? And then shooting them, and he said that's where he thought it ended because they figured it out. And I was like, well, I think they did that, and then like thousands of them were swarming in.
They're running away, right?
No, they were running towards it. But
what?
Yeah, but it's not thousands. I didn't really think it was thousands, but I did think there was a lot more. There's like you just see them running, but I feel like that's what they're getting at. That there's a ton of them heading out towards them, because even that's how it ends. She like cocks a shotgun, and then it ends. So it's not thousands, so it's not completely unrealistic, but you saw how long it took to kill that one, how big of a mission it was.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like they still do need to address how they get out of that and not just move on. Yep, we're out of here now and on the run.
Wow, that changes it. Because I thought the movie ended, and I thought she shot that one, and then that was them running, and then her realizing, oh, yeah, we can kill him now, and then she was going after them. That changed the whole dynamic at the ending. I thought they were running from her, not towards her.
Yeah, I feel like they still are implying that, like, she can handle him now, like, come and get me. But I feel like I said, it took them that long. I know they figured out the key, but just because you figure out a key to do something doesn't mean you can just automatically do it and have no issues. I feel like it's still a hard challenge to kill fucking wild beast like that. So I hope they address that. The email. every time I say our social media or email, I mix up something. I throw a "the" in there or something, and if you look it up, if anybody actually was going to look it up, it won't come up. I noticed even that I showed you how I added text, so that way if I say it wrong, it shows up right.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time I put email, I put email at currentbackloggers@gmail.com. So there's just an at symbol at the beginning of the email. So I want to get better at having all that be consistent and the same and not throwing "the" in front of everything. Because I feel like it's more natural. We do call it the current backloggers, so I feel like it's natural to do that, but that's not what any of the accounts are because people want to steal stuff from us. But yeah, fuck them, you know what I'm saying? And that kind of leads into this, actually, the reminder of Game of the Weeks, or the free games for the month.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have missed some with that or not been consistent with it. Like, I didn't read Call of Cthulhu last time. I guess that's still on there. I thought it was off because it came out in February. But Xbox does that weird things that some come out in a month and then last till the next month.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah, so try and get better at that. So Xbox One, you got Batman, The Enemy is In, the Season 2 of the Telltale game. You got Call of Cthulhu till March 15th, so only a couple more days. And then starting on March 16th, you got, is it Shintai or Shintai?
It's Shantae.
Oh, Shantae, okay. So that starts on March 15th. 360, you got Lords of Shadow 2 till the 15th. And starting on the 16th, you got Sonic Generations.
Was that Generations? Was that the one that was seen as bad, or is that good?
I heard that one was really good. I haven't played it yet. I was wondering if that was
Sonic Mania was the really, really good one, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And Sonic Generations is good too?
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Really?
I haven't played it, but I do want to give it a chance after seeing Sonic again and kind of getting re-energized.
I still haven't seen that. God, dude, every free time I have is just like doing something.
You better see before they don't let you at fucking theaters soon.
Oh, that's right. Oh my god. Nobody's at spoiler alert, no one's really at a movie theater anyways.
PlayStation Plus, Shadow of the Colossus, and Sonic Forces. I kind of find they're battling with old Sonic games.
I wonder how Sonic Forces was seen. Was that good or bad?
I've heard that one was really bad, but
so Xbox paid up.
Anything else for you before we get out here for definitely the longest episode yet?
No. Get out there, support physical media. Go to your mom and pop shops, even if coronavirus. Guarantee you.
I was gonna say, get out there and just support the world at this point.
Yeah, just get out there. Stop buying fucking toilet paper. You're okay. If you should be stockpiling anything, it should be video games
and pop.
Because if they do make you, I think we are prepared to stay inside. I welcome it.
Yeah, as long as the government can pay us or our works can, I'm fucking down. If I don't have a paycheck, I'm kind of fucked. But
yeah, same here. True. Yeah, wait. I better rethink this. Yeah, I think we're ready.
I'll be okay for a little bit, but if it does actually last for a while, I'll be kind of fucked.
Yeah. Woke up tomorrow, Trump's like, "Hey, you guys can't leave your house." Okay. All right. Sounds good to me. I got a lot of stuff to unpack. Everything I own's in my house, so
yeah.
Just spend some time at home, man. Play some games. Really, I started portioning my toilet paper. I got a little concerned last night because I thought I was running out. So I probably portion that. I'm doing decent on groceries, so Trump, if you're listening, go ahead and pull that quarantine tomorrow right around 11 p.m. before I have to go to work. I'm ready.
All right. So if anybody has made it this far, whoever comments can get a $20 gift card. Just tell us if you want it. PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, or Steam.
What?
Hold
on, I'm going to go comment real quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, clarify now, whoever comments first, because I feel like all of our friends would just be a-holes and take advantage of it, and obviously it's going to be one of our friends. So
yeah,
if it's a random person, that would be not better. It sounds like we don't want our friends to get it, but that would be fucking weird. So yeah. But yeah, comment which one you want of those, and we'll get it to you. And anything else, sir?
No, that's crazy. Doing a little giveaway there.
All right. Well, here, I'll even read it off so that way I don't get it wrong. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at currentbackloggers. and you can email us at currentbackloggers@gmail.com. Nailed it.
Boom.
Boom. I feel like that's what threw me off. I said it
Boom.
at currentbackloggers@gmail.com, which is what you do for an email. But when you type it, you don't do that, and then it looks really fucking weird when you do that.
For sure. You know, it's going to be funny if Ryan's the first person to comment and doesn't realize this is the end of the episode. He's like, the sexual tension between these two people is insane. And sends and doesn't even realize that he just won something. I hope it's you, James.
I think it's going to be. He told me, I was like, at work, he was like, I told him, geez, see, there I go. I told him, I was like, hey, I uploaded a new episode. Yeah, I got a notification for work. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Let me know what you think. Yeah, it's really good.
Whoa.
You watched it? Yeah, I got it like 7 a.m., so I just started watching right then before work. I was like, oh, my God.
Oh, thank you, James. I don't know why you do this, but thank you, buddy.
All right, anything else?
No, I think that's it, man.
All right. Well, definitely the longest episode yet, so
Goodbye.
Thanks to anybody that made it this far.
Thank you.
There we go. Me, Tomo, right?
Yes. Hello. Welcome to Me Tomo.
Dude, Mitomo died. No one's on that.
Me Tomo.
Maybe that's how
dead.
we live through this virus. They bring
Coronavirus.
Mitomo. Yeah, bring that back.
Mitomo.
Hey, you guys can live through Mitomo.
There's
There's endless amounts of hand sanitizer on there.
Yeah, we sure it's hand sanitizer.
Digital hand sanitizer. You could trick these dumb people into using it.
Wow, thank you. Clean. Buy toilet paper.
All right.
Me Tomo.
We did it.
High five.